Hey y'all, welcome back to the Reality Kingdom where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period. I am your host Lee, aka Mox Minion. We're joined by T.O., Cashflow, Drake, and EZ. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm Lottie's face card. That's what I am.
Yes. I'm doing great. We got a great drop to talk about. I'm really excited. This has been a great season. AU just keeps coming with the heat these last couple seasons.
I'm here for the rivalries. I'm here for the mother off. I'm here for the dramatic music. I'm here for honestly, I was just thinking about this earlier today. I feel like the last two seasons of Survivor AU, because I'm a newer fan to Survivor AU, honestly, making me fall in love with Survivor again as a show after all the kind of new era mess we had to deal with in the US. And it's just such a great feeling to have all right, well, if one flops, at least we know we can count on Survivor AU to give us and keep feeding us and feeding us and feeding us. And this drop was honestly, it was cinema. Every single episode to me was cinema.
Wait, EZ, did you not see Titans versus Rebels?
I have not seen Titans.
He needs to watch it.
Oh,
that's why I'm trying to avoid spoilers, because I want to go back and watch all of the old AU seasons that you all keep raving about.
Mark is not helping you during this. He keeps spoiling Titans versus Rebels every other episode. He wants to talk about it.
Exactly.
Survivor Australia is so long though that it's honestly, you can catch a spoiler or two and it will not affect your viewing. I know a few spoilers about a few seasons now, and I feel like I'm still gonna enjoy it because I was still enjoying what is it, Heroes versus Villains, or I forget the name.
Yeah,
the one with George and Shawnee.
Yeah, a few people have already spoiled situations in that season, and I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But no, this week, I mean, I didn't like that Asha went home. No. I enjoyed the week, but I just didn't like that Asha went home.
Diva down.
The fact that she's not in Merge is wow.
Yeah.
Now what? What do we do now?
I was shocked. I was fully in on the Asha might be winning train. Maybe I was delusional because I like Asha, but I was
y'all were delusional. No shade.
I lost it last week. I didn't see it for her last week because I was like, she's getting such an overconfident edit, and I thought she was I thought she'd make Merge, and that she would be kind of like the week 2 of Merge boot, where she's the blind side of the season. But it turns out that blind side of the season came now, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to see that rivalry between Asha Lottie versus Keely Faith and whoever else.
It could have been nasty. Yeah. Now we just have Keely. It's giving Simon versus Mock. Maybe Keely versus Lottie. That could be interesting.
Jackson versus Caleb too.
Ooh. All these rivalries. It feels like there's all these head-to-head matches, almost like we're watching a boxing tournament or a tennis tournament, right? And they're just going back and forth, and then you get knocked out and you get the higher seed or you get the lower. It feels like March Madness. Here we are. We're in March. Yeah. March Madness. Madness, whatever. but doesn't it seem like Mark and Simon are gonna squad up at the Merge?
I don't know. I think for a couple votes, maybe. But
I mean, yeah, maybe out of necessity. But I know this last episode, Simon was so concerned about, taking out Keely to weaken Mark. And then Mark was mentioning how he wants to basically make sure Simon doesn't have numbers in the Merge. So I feel like even though they may pretend to work together, that's not the end goal.
Especially for Mark. Mark has been saying over and over again how, he's telling Simon what he wants to hear, but then he's going to do the opposite. So every time Simon would be protect Rich, Mark's goal was not to protect Rich. It just happens that Rich survived this long. So yeah, I don't think Mark is that interested in working with Simon long term. Maybe like you guys said, short term, but that's about it.
Also, Brooke is working with Simon on that Beauty and Beast alliance, and Brooke and Mark had a good relationship. She might be like, Mark, you don't have that many numbers left because you betrayed everybody and pissed everyone off. You have to work with us.
Yeah, after they took out Faith, now it's where does Mark go with them? Because that's why I was looking at the teaser. Did y'all see the teaser for episode 13 at the end of 12? It looked like Merge mess, and it looked like Lottie on the outs, Caleb on the outs might squad up, and then Simon, Mark, Brooke, all the OGs kind of squatting up together is kind of what it was. Maybe they're trying to trick us again, but that's what I saw.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
But we can actually go ahead and get into the drop. We can start with the new Bounty Tribe because they lost the most. Let me get that. Oh, wrong thing. Boom.
There we go.
This is the new Bounty Tribe.
Oh God, why is it so tiny? Like
and it's going to just get tinier and tinier.
This is like a new era tribe. What's going on over here?
It's new era
Oh
tribe,
my
and
God! No, we're not gonna do that.
But it's not a new era tribe casting wise, because where is all the color? Like,
it's a good point.
all the people of color on the other tribe. It's which is why I was low key rooting for them in all the immunity challenges, just because I'm like,
that's real.
This tribe is so chaotic though. It's kind of fun to watch them in tribal, anyways. It's like, what is this Mark versus these mothers gonna do next?
The sister wives.
Yes. Sister wives. I need Caleb at every tribal council he can go to.
Yes.
Just because.
Yeah.
What was that? Why did he do that? That's iconic. Immediately iconic. Because why did he do that?
No, that'll forever be iconic. That's a meme, a GIF. Like put it in the Hall of Fame of like Survivor AU moments. Don't take me out. Don't take me out. Don't take me out. And the fact that she turns away before he can finish this, did you all notice that?
Yes.
He's like halfway through his slice and she goes.
Yeah, she was like, no, I'm moving on to Rich. Rich, please keep me.
Take me out. Don't take me out, mate. That was epic.
I promise you I'm good for your game, please. Mind you, Faith literally thought the whole time that Mock was on her side, which I thought she knew that Mock flipped on her, but apparently not. Because when they were hugging at the end, she was like, you should have voted for me. And then Mark gagged her, was like, well, I did.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh.
No, I think it's because at the end of the day, she still like trusted Mark to have her back. Like regardless, she felt that Mark is not going to turn on her, at least at this point in the game. Because I think what he was saying worked with her. Like, I don't want to go against you. Like Ruby Soho for life. Like I think she was actually believing in that. And I mean, at the end of the day, she kept showing him, in my opinion, that he had no business working with her. Like she would even joke about how, oh, you know, him choosing me as the number one ally is not good for his game. So, you know, I don't know what she expects to happen, you know? So I'm happy that she was a good sport about it, because if she was a bad sport, it's like, girl, you literally did this to yourself. But it's like, in general, she did this to herself. Like she would not have went home here if she didn't have all of these like issues with how Mark is playing the game. Like some of the issues are like literally non-existent. Like, so it's a whirlwind, but we can get into it, child.
I wouldn't give her too much credit for taking it like a good sport, because she was blaming it on the twist, which I think a lot of people would like to blame it on the twist, but I personally think she did it to herself. She doesn't. She thinks it was the twist, and she blames it on that, which I mean, the twist did have a hand in it, but I feel like you already did so much wrong that it's like, at that point,
I feel like
it's kind of 50-50.
Even without the twist, her having that combo with Mark, I think Mark can find a way to flip it on her. Like, I think it wouldn't be that hard to flip Sally if Mark really needed to, because they were voting Sally out. But I don't know that relationship between Sally and Mark. I think they hate each other. So maybe the twist didn't help, but I think she did it to herself either way.
Yeah. And then just to get into episode 10, not much happens this episode for the Bounty Tribe because they won. But essentially we get into Mark wanting Caleb to stay over Rich. Keely is preferring for Rich to stay, but of course, you know, they have differences there. This is when we kind of get Keely talking to Rich, and she says she wants him as a duo in the board of directors. She's like, essentially, Mark is playing a very loud game, and you know, they want to go against that, which has kind of been their theme the entire time, going against Mark. So she's gonna now work with Rich, who already has allies on the other side, as a number. It's just like, I understand having numbers for yourself, but it's interesting to me that they don't want to work within their own previous tribe to get those numbers. Like, there's no reason you don't have a relationship with Caleb. You know, you're kind of abandoning the relationship with Sally to work with Rich, of all people. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Especially when Rich literally voted her ass like an episode later, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to.
And then You can go.
I would say I have to feel like they're not showing it. Rich has to be a good player, right? Because there's no way he survives all this. Like he gets swap screwed, like the ultimate swap screw. Lindell goes, he should have been gone. They're just not showing him. I do have a theory about what's gonna happen to Rich. Pull my little T.O. having a theory about the edit, but I can get into that later on. We need to talk about Richard because tomorrow we talk about Richard.
I'm trying to figure out too. He's such a I'm so confused by the edit too, because it's like in some moments it seems like he really knows what's up. And he has a plan and he's trying to work people against each other. And then in other moments, it seems like he just gets kind of lucky. So I'm like, what is it? What is it?
I have some intel from the exit interviews because it seems like a lot of people, including Asha, I specifically remember she mentioned that she was really close to Rich. It was her, Rich, Lottie, and Cam. So it wasn't actually just a trio, but Rich was kind of like their fourth as well. And they really liked Rich. So I honestly believe we're not being shown that Rich's social game is pretty good. I don't know if he's necessarily that good strategically, and maybe that's where he's lacking, but I think his social game could be the reason why he's still here and why people feel like he's approachable, which is way different from day one when he was all like, I'm bringing professionalism to Survivor. And it was like, well, girl, no one gives a fuck about that. So thank God he dropped that, and now now that unfortunately the theme is now revolving around professionalism with these alliance names, head office, board of directors, but he's not being annoying about it, so I'll give him that.
Fair.
Yeah. And then they do win immunity for this episode, so we could just hop into the next episode where it gets juicy, mama. This is when Faith and Keely are claiming that Mark is getting possessive. He doesn't like when they speak together, and they feel like he will be a liability come merge. Once again, I feel like this is them. It's like a self-pleasing bias. Is that what people call it? Like, you're essentially doing the things that you're suspicious of, which now makes it true. Because I don't think Mark was concerned about them having a relationship until they start having a relationship and trying to leave him out of votes. Like, they started leaving him out of votes and decisions because they felt like he was doing that to them when the whole time he was letting them know everything. So now it's like this self-serving bias where it's like, oh, well, he doesn't like us together. But it's like, y'all proven to him why he doesn't like y'all together. He can't trust y'all together.
I feel like both things can be true. I feel like they said it like 3 or 4 times in confessionals that he's like a controlling husband, right? That's what they call themselves, sister wives, that he doesn't like them going off on their own and talking by themselves. I feel like Mark there has to be some truth to that he's a little bit more controlling than the edit is showing us. But we're also seeing that they are scheming. I feel like he's scheming behind their back. They're scheming behind his. And the edit is showing us the version that Faith and Keely are doing too much, maybe because of the boot order, right? So that we're rooting for Mark. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe it's a little bit of both. But it's interesting to see how Keely is willing to fight because she wants Caleb out so bad over Rich, and that ends up being such a source of tension. And I'm really wondering how much that had an impact on him eventually taking out Faith, because it's if you're willing to fight me so hard on whether Rich goes or Caleb goes, what does that mean for the future?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's two-sided at all. I don't think Mark is doing anything. I think Keely and Faith is just cracked and delusional. Even leading into them going home, Faith is confused and shocked. But if she had been paying attention, she wouldn't be confused and shocked. She got taken out of the game by the same logic she was saying that Mark was doing the entire time. Mark is using these other relationships to push us out of the game to gain more power, which wasn't the necessary case. He would bring all the information back to Faith. And now, because it's a self-serving bias, she got taken out because of that same exact thing. He used his relationship to other people to then take you out of the game. Relationships that she could have been had that she did not want to have. She wanted to work with Sally and all these other relevant people that's not here anymore. I mean, even to the fact that they were going to vote Sally off if the plan was not for her to go. They're the ones that's scheming and playing behind people's back. I truly do not think Mark is doing that at all.
Yeah. Plus, also, I feel like it's smart to think we gotta get rid of Mark at some point. Because if you're at the end of Mark, he does win. But openly talking about it and thinking we have to do it at the merge very soon, it's just way too early. I think Mark is such a perfect shield to take towards the end game because he's not like a comp beast. Like he's good at comps, but he's not some type of comp beast. Like you could definitely beat him. Like Faith has been really good at these competitions. I think it was just overplaying way too early.
Okay, yes, I agree, but was Mark planning on taking both of them to the end himself?
It doesn't matter about taking both
Faith.
of them. Like he was gonna take Faith. I think Faith is the dumb one. Keely is actually doing what is needed for her game. Like she wasn't a part of Ruby Soho. That's why I'm not that mad at Keely. It's more so Faith. Like I just think Faith is a little ditzy in the head. But I feel like both of them are victims to thinking that Mark is this all-powerful being that is using them. Like Faith, I think, exposed her issue with Mark. She does not like the fact that she doesn't have a real game if he's here. She doesn't like the fact that he can easily beat her, which means he doesn't have to vote her off, but not vice versa. She does have to vote him off to win this game. And I feel like all of her insecurity and Keely's is coming from that, from the fact of knowing that this is a returning player, and because of that, he can win this game easily. So I feel like they're attaching all of these other things to him so that it can make sense for them to want to go after him, because they really have no reason to go after him other than the fact that he could win the game as a returnee. So
yeah, I think the main problem here with Keely and Faith is that they have way too many expectations. They feel like Mark is gonna like turn on them, or that they need to turn on Mark ASAP, but it's like you guys you technically turned on him the first vote of the swap, where you took out Dawn without telling him, and you're expecting him to be all cool about it. Well, no, he's going to remember that. He's going to put that in his pocket. And then, of course, he's going to have doubts about you later on. And this is literally like Titans versus, well, I'm not going to talk about Titans versus Rebels.
Thanks.
But just to keep easy, spoiler free. But I'll just say it's a very similar situation to that. But I feel like Mark learned his lesson, and he's actually now being more careful about who he's working with. I don't know. We'll get to the Faith boot eventually, but I don't know if it was maybe too soon. But I also don't blame him, because Faith and Keely are just such a mess. Like they've been doing way too much these last few episodes, to where it's like, I can't blame Mark too much. He is on such a small tribe. He has not many options to work with. I guess the only option would be voting out Sally, but it's like, I don't know. Like even then, it's like Faith and Keely are still very wish-washy. So it's totally Faith and Keely's fault, I think, for what happens next.
Yeah. And essentially we get to the immunity. Barren does win the immunity. Simon is making sure with Mark that Rich is okay, which does lead into some other conversation. Essentially, Mark is talking to Faith, and he's telling her that Simon wants to protect Rich, but he's like, I want Rich to go home. Like, if this means that Simon does not have the numbers in merge, then that's going to be good for us.
Yeah, I understand
Y'all
that.
gotta have some more liveliness. Y'all sound bored. Y'all sound tired. I mean, come on now.
I didn't know if you was done with your sentence, and I keep feeling like someone else is gonna jump in, and then no one else jumps in, and I don't want to cut nobody off.
Cut people off. Who cares?
I feel like I feel like that's smart by Mark, like trying to weaken Simon's numbers, but he also weakens his numbers. It's a weird position to be in, especially if there's like limited returning players. I feel like the returning players should want to work together to some extent. That's how I would always go in. If there's not a majority of returning players, we have to link up and try to figure out our numbers. And yes, you have to take these shots eventually, but that early merge is the most dangerous spot for a returning player, in my opinion, because I just think that's when everyone's like oozing at the mouth to take you out. Like Mark, Simon, and Brooke, this like first drop, I'm worried for all three of them. So I don't know. I think taking out Rich, it just depends. I don't know his relationship with Rich is. We don't know shit about Rich. Rich is just here. Okay. I don't know. I know he likes Keely. I don't know if they got to take him out. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. Because the thing is, they got to think about merge. Like I mean, it's very easy to like metagame this game, because usually the format is very similar every season. So it's like, they're probably going to realize, okay, well, merge is probably in the next few rounds. We got to think about who is going to work with the Barren tribe, the new Barren tribe. And that's where it's like, I understand why and take out Rich, because that's going to be a free number for the other side. I guess now I just don't know how connected Mark is to Rich at this point in time. Because if he does have a good connection with Rich, I think maybe you could use that to your benefit, and then maybe you could, act like you're good with Simon. Simon's not like let's be honest, Simon isn't that smart to realize that, he has to flip on Mark right away. Simon's gonna work with Mark probably for at least half of the merge. So I feel like Mark could use that to his benefit and be like, okay, well, let me work with Rich here. I'll get in with Simon in the merge, and I have numbers moving forward, especially now that Faith is gone. So he needs that backup, and that backup could be that relationship with Rich and Simon. So I think in this case, maybe he should just keep Rich, not target him, and go for Sally, the person you've been wanting out for damn near the entire swap, and somehow this lady made it to the merge. What is going on?
He's also unaware of like the Beauty and the Beast alliance that like Brooke and Ben do flip the game over there with Simon and like Jackson and all of them. And part of me wonders, can Mark even join that group? Because Caleb and Jackson like had this like weird beef going on, this like WWE storyline between them. But I feel like Mark's the type of player that, like, Caleb's been loyal to Mark, but I could see Mark ditching Caleb because I don't know if he was ever loyal to Caleb. Like, he definitely needs Caleb now, but I don't know what his thoughts on being loyal to him are.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's like, how did both Sally and Rich are kind of in that same boat? Like, how did you survive this long? And I really think the Beauty and the Beast is going to determine so much. Like, is Simon going to stick with Brooke, and Jackson when Mark gets in there? It's like, because Mark's another big dog. It almost kind of reminds me of like traders, right? Where like Mark is a trader and everybody probably knows it, but he's keeping them safe anyways. And he's such a huge threat and such a huge target. They already have this little alliance themselves, like a little group of faithful, but then like this really charismatic trader comes in the castle, and it's like, oh, what do we do? Like, he's so smart and he's helping us, and it makes sense. And I think he's my number one. No, I think he's my number one. That's kind of what I see happening in this next drop, and I'm kind of worried for them. Like, is Mark gonna like socially, strategically pick them apart? Which is why at the end of the day, it's like, well, what is Lottie? Like, who are the other big dogs? Like, what is Lottie gonna do now that Asha's gone, now that Faith is gone? Lottie, Brooke, like the players that are really putting their stamp on this game or have already had big moments to like really move other people and can actually garner votes and pull together alliances. Because I want to see the adversity that the returners are all gonna face in different ways and see, like, really at the end of the day, how loyal are they going to be to one another, and which alliance is actually going to stick, or are we going to see one of these fluid games where it just kind of swings back and forth every vote?
See, the thing is with Australian Survivor, I feel like it doesn't, like, in terms of like big players, I don't think they usually have to worry that much early in the merge as long as they have a good social game. That's why someone like Lottie, I'm honestly not too worried about her, because overall we've seen time and time again that lady clocks with the social game. She knows how to get in with people. She's literally Kirby Bentley 2.0. And Easy, I cannot wait until you beat Kirby Bentley, because ooh, you'll see. But I'm not too worried about Lottie. I understand the worry for Brooke, maybe because she's less connected with people and she's more likely to get voted out early in the merge. But with someone like Lottie, again, like, I think the social game matters a lot in Australian Survivor, and people almost want to work with the bigger players at first because that's kind of like their big shield. Like, everyone loves having a shield, right? So I think that's kind of what is going to happen in this merge. So, even Mark could make it through at least a little bit into the merge. So, yeah.
Oh, it's not possible.
Yeah. And then essentially, Mark wants to control all sides of the vote. So in this situation, he would like for Caleb and Rich to vote Sally while they put their votes on Richard. And he goes to Caleb and lets him know the plan. And this is when Caleb is like, he is sick of being dictated by Mark and the girls. And I find this really interesting from Caleb, only because with Caleb, I feel like he claims that he wanted to be this like individualistic player. However, like, I feel like submits to Mark so easily, which we'll get to in the tribal council. But essentially, he feels like he wants to go against Mark and the girls. We see that Mark, he talks to Keely, and she's like essentially explaining the same thing. I don't want to give Richard a chance to go back to Simon because that would be an issue. And Keely doesn't give a damn, essentially. So in her mind, she's like, well, the Rise women, we're still going to do what we want to do. And they want that to be Caleb. And we see Caleb, he talks with Sally about the idea of doing a 3 versus 3 situation. He's even talking about going down to rocks. And this is where I was just like, I don't really see Caleb going that far in this game because I thought this would be a moment where he really takes the power into his own hands. But all he did was approach Sally and say, hey, let's do 3v3 and go to rocks. And it's like, girl, who's just going to go to rocks for you? I don't know you like that. I don't care about you like that. So I just feel like that showed a lot of sloppy gameplay on his end.
Sometimes you just be bored and you want to go to rocks. You know, you never have like one of those days where it's like, fuck it, let's go to rocks today.
No.
I do think
you're a Sag, right?
Yeah, I'm sad. I think shout out to Tez in the chat, by the way. I think part of Caleb's strategies, I feel like he wants to do what I kind of talked about like Faith should have done is I feel like he wants to hide behind Mark, who's like this big returning player, and maybe snipe Mark at the end. To do that, you kind of do got to follow the lead for a while. I think Caleb stands out so much. There's no way you can do that. You are such like unique personality and this big character at Tribal doing all these shenanigans. Like you did this, but like people aren't gonna forget that. So you stand out way too much to hide behind someone. And I feel like he does. He's the type of player, type of personality does need to take the reins of the game because maybe he's chill on the island and we only see him acting a fool in like confessional at Tribal. Because there's been players like that where they'll just like do some shit at Tribal and be like, "Oh, that was for TV. Don't worry about it," and then they'll be chill at camp. Maybe he's like that. But I just feel like he stands out way too much to play this behind the scenes type game.
Yeah, he came in with all the confessionals, crazy but cautious. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what this guy's going to cook up. It kind of reminds me of we were having a debate on Discord the other day about Mitch, right? From Survivor US.
Oh my God.
And how he like over and over, he kept saying, the big move's coming, the big move's coming. And then it never happens. I don't like y'all were going to have to educate me about the AU editing. I don't see that for Caleb. I see him, like you said, getting bored, and even if it's the wrong move, he's gonna do something at some point, right? Like, why else is he still here? I feel like if he was just gonna flop, he would have flopped already. Now that they're gonna come to merge, and he's kind of like a free agent, I feel like that's he might actually thrive better in a merge where you have to get 5 or 6 votes, 6 or 7 votes to like get somebody out of here, and Caleb can just like cause chaos with the numbers. I don't know.
No, you're right. I feel like this environment right now is not his forte because he's doing so much for so little. He's screaming around the camp. He's doing anything, but like then it leads to nothing because you're talking all this big game, but then you go back to just the simple thing, what someone else told you. Like it almost feels like Caleb is allowing himself to be controlled, which is why I'm like, okay, I don't get the argument from his end where he's like, well, I'm tired of these people thinking they have all the control. Well, okay, but do something about it. You are trying, but it's like you haven't built those relationships to be able to do something about it. So you coming up to Sally and Rich, the 2 Kias of the tribe, I mean, they're not going to do shit for you. Sally's already up with the almost call them the sister wives, but the 3 wise women. Like she's already with them. She's long gone. You're not going to get her. So I think the merge, like Easy said, that's when Chaos Caleb is truly coming into effect. And he better watch it with Lottie. You better not take a shot at Lottie because that's the wrong target. Aim for maybe Jackson. That would be
please. If we lose Asha and Lottie, I don't even know. Like, I'll still enjoy the season probably, but it's like I don't even know. I mean, I guess I'll root for Brooke. Brooke's cool.
If they're both pre-jury, that's actually so devastating. But I think this first week of merge is going to be the hardest part for Caleb. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are like, we don't want this guy on jury. He's so crazy. He's so chaotic. I think there's like Jackson's probably going to be pushing. It's like, I don't want him on jury. He's not going to vote for me. Like I could see that word coming out where it's like, there's players like that. You just don't want them on the jury. But after that, I just feel like edit-wise, I think he does make a move because AU Survivor is not scared to purple someone. And we keep getting all this content of how Caleb's going to play this crazy game. He has to do something, right? Maybe he just flames out. But I feel like if he didn't do anything, they just wouldn't show him. Like, they're not scared to purple somebody.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like something has to give, right? Like, it's not, we can't just get this, like, oh my gosh, hype it up, and then nothing happens to me. I have a hard time seeing that. I also feel like they don't take him seriously, right? Like we got that one edit in the last episode of the drop, right, where he's like talking all night and everybody's just like so over it. Like he's just going on and rambling about bullshit, on the beach and annoying everybody. I feel like maybe, in the confessionals, that's where he's eating it up, but on the beach, he's just kind of annoying and they're just like, he's just there,
I feel like.
And then we do get to the tribal council, and essentially they're not voting
Lee, sorry for cutting you off, but this was a crazy moment from Keely and Faith that we have to briefly mention. When they were referring to Viola and Valeria from Titans versus Rebels, and they were like, we're not those two stupid dumb girls. Excuse you?
And that's why Faith goes home this round.
Crazy word. Crazy word.
Yeah.
We get to tribal council, and essentially they're not voting someone off. They're voting to send 3 people to Redemption Beach. The 3 people with the most votes will go to Redemption. And essentially the 3 wise women, originally they're discussing how they want all the men to go. Sally is telling this plan to Caleb. I don't know why Sally always is randomly telling some random person the plan. But Caleb is agreeing, and he's like, yes, do it. Send the boys. I want Mark to go. And this is when Mark, because the women have been talking, like everyone has been whispering with each other, and Mark hasn't really been getting spoken to that much. So he grabs Caleb and he's like, well, what's the tea, essentially? And this is when he tells the exact same plan that Sally told him to Mark, that the goal is for the boys to get sent home, and that it was Sally and Keely who were pushing this plan, which I just feel like, I don't know, like if you're so against Mark running the tribe, why would you just volunteer this information to Mark so easily? I don't get that. And this is when Mark basically starts pleading not to be sent. I'm still actually kind of confused with this vote though, because how did it end up being Sally, Keely, and Caleb going? Like, I didn't understand that fully.
How Rich avoided this is actually so fucking confusing. Because what did he do?
Well, essentially, what happens, because I had to rewatch the tribal council to recall every single whisper session that went on.
Oh.
So, essentially, Mark was supposed to get votes first of all, but he didn't because Caleb and what's his name? Oh my God. Caleb and Rich didn't follow through with it. They had their own little thing of like, okay, maybe Sally should go there. And then that's when Rich probably thought to himself, oh shit, like I don't want to get sent to Redemption. Let me put a vote on Keely, and then maybe we'll go to a revote, and then maybe Mark will save me. Which is like, why did you choose Keely and not Faith? Because you're literally in the board of directors. So I did not understand the vote on Keely. He should have put his vote on Faith, but whatever. I thought that's why I'm like, Rich is probably not the most strategic in the world. He's more so a social player. But then Sally voted for Mark because that's what Faith told her to do by the end of it. She was like, vote for Caleb. And then Sally was okay, yes, I'll do that. And then that's how it kind of ended up as a 3-2-1. The whole Mark thing was scrapped. And then Keely got 1 vote from Rich. So
yeah, I feel like we won't know until like he's eventually voted out and get exit interviews why he voted Keely. But my prediction is, I think a lot of people's prediction on like the internet is he thought he was going, and if it was a competition, he thought Keely's the easiest person to beat.
Yeah.
And if that's what he thought, I get it, like a self-preservation. But it ended up he didn't get a single vote, which he was probably surprised by that as well. But we truly won't know until we get interviews.
Yeah, because Caleb and Richard in one of their whisper sessions it was like, we can beat Sally, right? Like if it's a competition, and they clocked it. It was a competition, so like, shout out to them, I guess, for thinking about that.
Yeah, but it's like, at what cost though? Because now, like Keely knows that Rich voted for her, and it's like, well, fuck the board of directors, I guess. That's not a thing anymore. So like, I get the whole thing of like, oh, Faith wanted immunity, but it's like, this is just first of all, this is a non-elimination twist, and it's like, how much do you really want to risk for that? And then like, there's 3 of you, so you still have a chance to beat Sally, who you thought was beatable. Like, if you can beat Keely, do you really want Keely to go home? I guess, does it really matter for Rich if he has allies on the other side? Not really, but again, like Keely's still here, so that's a problem for you. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like Keely has other issues now. Like Mark just betrayed her. I feel like is she gonna feel that burnt by Rich? she doesn't really have anywhere else to go. She kind of has to just stay with Rich because I don't know who else trusts Keely at this moment unless she links up with the people from the original Purple Tribe. I'll be forgetting their names. Are they Bounty? Was Purple Bounty? They can link up with them. Oh, Keely and Lottie, the lock in. They're all lock in.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those two mothers connecting, and let's see what happens.
And we need Brooke part of that, but we know she won't.
Well, Brooks with Simon, and I feel like it's gonna be Brooke, Simon, and Mark. Are gonna realize like we need each other. Like the returning players are gonna be targets. Here we are at Merge. All these people are gonna like scoundrels are just gonna like, band together and get us out because they know that we're probably getting a lot of confessionals. They know that we have fans. They know that we're back here for a second time to win. Like that's what I'm thinking.
That's possible.
And then essentially we do get that Caleb, Sally, and Keely are voted to Redemption Beach. And we can go ahead and slide into the next episode where Caleb, Sally, and Keely arrive to the beach. Sally and Caleb reveal that they ended up voting each other, which is like, y'all wanted to work together, then y'all voted each other. Just dumb. But essentially while on the beach, they have to locate a key to unlock a box. Keely eventually finds the correct key, and it is an advantage in the comeback challenge, which I don't know. I kind of didn't like the non-elimination twist. I like when people go home. I really do. But then this whole like Redemption Beach thing, I just feel like it didn't have the output that they had wanted it to. Because, they eventually go back to the same tribe. Faith goes home. I don't know if Faith goes if they have their votes. But in general, like, I'm not a fan of people losing their votes. Like they got voted off of the tribe to Redemption to essentially just lose their vote.
Yeah.
And then what if they did get voted back on the other tribe? That's kind of like, I guess you can say it's almost unfair, but I feel like it is kind of unfair because when I don't have a vote and I'm a sitting duck on this other tribe, like it's just, to me, I just didn't like it.
Girl, it's giving Jeff Probst miss. Like somehow Jeff Probst had an influence in this season, and we really don't need that. This is like if the show gets canceled next season, which I hope to God not, then like isn't Survivor US also losing ratings or something? That's what I read.
I think
am I
for
right
50
in that?
it's been really high. Like for
that, that's just Zach Brown's fault. That has nothing to
the
do
like
with
review of this last episode was low, but like it still has a lot of people watching it.
Okay, well, I tried gagging the US and I couldn't gag, so I guess I'll shut the fuck up.
This twist, I hated it because if Keely would have like say the other tribe throws it and they just vote out Keely, that would have been like really unfair because she probably just got voted in because they thought they could beat her in a comp, and now all of a sudden she's twist screwed. This led to a good TV moment, and it's how I think I view a lot of like twists, and especially AU and like Big Brother Canada has a lot of twists. Where I'm like, this led to a good TV moment, but if I was the player, I'd be really pissed off.
Yeah, especially for a long game, 45 days and hella episodes, because we're on like what day? We're like halfway, right?
They're like past the new era.
Yeah, so it's like you're 3 weeks in, and some Redemption Beach like twist screws you. I'd be hella frustrated. It definitely was giving like the journey, right? Like the from Survivor US. It was like
I will say, as somebody who watched every single AU season, this non-elimination was one of the better ones because you guys have not seen the crazy ass shit that they came up with. At one point, you had 3 people voting in a 9, and that was an elimination. That wasn't even a non-elimination. That was just a twist.
Yeah.
But damn. And then at one point, they had a non-elim where like 6 out of 9 people were sent to an exile beach situation. Like, what the fuck? And you have all of them returning just to vote somebody else. Like, whoa. But like, you can tell this is like, they don't care about the gameplay of it all. They're here for the TV moments, and that's why they want to do this shit with like Redemption Rock or Redemption Beach, and then
I like Redemption Rock better.
Well, they actually did that one, so like they can't do it again. They did it in one of the seasons, Brain versus Brawn, season 1, which is like crazy that they basically reused the name, just called it Beach because now they're in Samoa. But
I saw someone said that on Twitter. I was dying.
They had Purgatory as well. Like they just come up with the craziest like random names, like Dead Man Walking. It's like, girl, okay, well, I understand you can't retire the non-eliminations because that's just how the format is, and you can't change that. But it's like, at least come up with a different way of doing this. Come up with a different name. Redemption Beach is just a boring name, and the twist itself, it wasn't even that like as gaggy as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any suggestions for it, so I can't really speak on that. But it's like,
do you think we're gonna get Redemption Island basically? Maybe not like for a full like post merge, but like these 2 rounds they don't count. They're gonna fight because they've done that before. Where it's like these last 2 rounds, you guys will fight in a competition for Redemption Island. Do you think they'll do that? And I'll probably complain about it if they do it. But if it saves my faves, I'm all for the twist. That's a great twist, guys. Save my faves.
I mean that's a given. We did get, but on Redemption Beach, we did get another funny Caleb moment where remember he finds the first key and he's like, "This is the best day of my life," and then he realizes it was the wrong key. "This is the worst day of my life." I was just like, well, at least we're getting like Caleb mess.
I was like, oh, he's really a master. He found it immediately, and then it didn't fit. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, it's multiple keys. That makes.
How does this man have so much energy when he doesn't have food? He doesn't have. Well, he does have water, but he doesn't have food. Like, where does he get all this energy from to be screaming like this?
They be sneaking in monsters, like Monster Energy drinks. They'd had to be sneaking it in for him. Or do you think this is all pent up energy from being a garbage truck driver? Is that what he is? He's like a truck driver. Is this all that pent up energy of sitting behind that? He said that was his first confession. He's like, sitting behind that wheel. I just want redemption. This isn't redemption. He gets to scream in a confessional every day.
Can we talk about that? Like these redemption stories. I'm like, Ben, first of all, who the hell is Ben? But Ben's redemption story was that he wasn't good enough to be a starting player on his like football team. I'm like,
I felt that. I felt that. That was so. I think I've related to somebody. Never more. Why did my shit just turn off? Whatever. We're gonna keep with it. So yeah.
I will say Sally's redemption story is probably my favorite just because it does actually feel like I actually liked how like real she was, and I could feel her feelings. Like losing her brother is a huge thing, like especially to suicide, like that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
And I love how the editing of it, how they did it, where she talked about her brother watching her, and then you have like the sun shining in the background. Like I really love that moment. I wish we just saw more of Sally in the game because that would have been more nice. But
yeah, as someone who works in like the mental health field, I related to Sally's story so much. I hear stuff like that every day, and it is very traumatic. And I like hearing these stories on TV. It just like, cause I feel like suicide, it gets talked about a lot now, but I feel like there was a period of time where people wouldn't talk about it. They would like shame it. Like if someone committed suicide, they were like, let's not talk about that. Like I know people who've committed suicide and their family was like, we don't bring that up. Say they die from something else. And it is just a shame that I wish more people bring awareness to. And I feel like nowadays we do get that.
I also work with youth and high school students in LA, and every time we do like a survey or a group discussion or whatever, mental health is always, and we're like, what topics do you care about most, right? Or which topics are you impacted by most? Mental health is always at the top, especially with young men, in society, and in Australia, in the US, Canada, wherever. It's definitely something, and I'm proud of like younger people for talking about it, and I'm proud of Sally for talking about it. I'm also wondering like how they make these decisions in the edit. Like, why would you bury this until like episode 12 or whatever, when Sally's going to be in like the 3 wise women, and she's going to be kind of an important number right at the edge of this like pre-merge. And then like, it's just weird to me, the timing of when they like basically introduce people's why to us. And it's been 12 episodes. It's confusing.
Yeah, I think she said it in episode 1, and then we like barely heard from her again until this last episode. And then she like re-talked about it.
Yeah, and for anybody watching, like if you ever feel like you're very like low mood, you feel like you might have thoughts of that sorts, like please like do reach out to somebody because that's really important. That's what I did, and I'm so glad that I did. It's really important to speak up, like if you are feeling that way, because the last thing anybody wants is for something bad to happen to you. So like if you're watching this and you feel that way, like please just figure out how to reach out to someone, because that's like that is like the best way you can navigate it.
Absolutely. And I feel like there are more resources now in like 2026 than there were even 10, 15, 20 years ago. And I think that's because the next generation is talking more about it, even if it's not necessarily out loud, even if it's using social media to talk about their mental health challenges. And I really like commend people for that.
Yeah. And we get back to the tribe, and Mark does find an idol. basically, essentially at the same time that Faith is talking about taking Mark out of the game. So I found that really hilarious because it's like, girl,
I forgot he found
egg in her
this.
face.
lock in, mama, lock in. Anyways, we get to the redemption challenge, and Caleb does eventually win the challenge. Losers have to stay on Redemption Beach until the next immunity, where they will join the losing tribe with no votes. And I was just like, we kind of already talked about it, but I just thought it was a dumb twist. Honestly, not fun. I feel like usually the non-elimination twists are pretty dumb. Honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
And then back at the tribe, Faith and Mark discuss storing immunity because they do not want them to vote off Keely. Mark is talking to Faith, and he doesn't want to vote. He doesn't want to vote Faith off. He's like, this is a big emotional moment where he's telling her, like, basically, I trust you, and I can't bring it to myself to ever vote you out of this game.
Faith is so hilarious to me because her reaction to Caleb coming back, like her in the DR, she's like, he's back. And then she's like so over it. It's a whole montage of Caleb being annoying as fuck, which look, I get it. Like if I wouldn't want someone screaming at the top of their lungs at their back. Like, please just give me a moment to breathe. Like I'm taking this all in as we go. So I love how real Faith is sometimes. She needs to watch it a lot of the other times. Because why the fuck is she also brought up before the immunity challenge again, like Mark worked with 2 girls in the past. Like, please leave their names out of this. You do not need to talk about Viola and Valeria, okay? Leave them the fuck alone. They're on a whole different season. You need to worry about your position, girl, because you're the one who's actually the dummy. Let's be honest. So watch it.
I will say this moment is hilarious to me. Mark being like, Faith, I would never vote you out. We're ride and die. And Faith just being like, we cool. Like, I don't like you were like, you cool or whatever. Like, we didn't go far, I guess. It's like, yo, you can think that. Why are you telling them this? This is like Faith on paper is a really good player. This is just a terrible move. And I think if Faith ever returned, which I think her ed was big enough to like she might return because they like bringing people back. I think she has all the capabilities to make it far. She has to learn from this. You can be honest. Don't be dishonest. I mean, you gotta lie a little bit. You was lying to other people. Lie to Mark. Just lie to him.
Yeah, I think her social game was her biggest challenge because it's like even let's say everything goes well, like the 3 wise women take out Mark, they get into merge, they take out some of the other OGs. By some miracle, like Faith and Keely make it to final 2, like, and Faith has pissed off almost every single person that has gone on her route. Like, can she actually win this game? Like, even if she's sitting next to someone like Rich, who's likable, or any of the returners, or Keely, who plays a more kind of like sneaky strategic social game, like a good social game, and more tactful, kind of like Mark is. I don't see, like, how many people can she really beat? You know what I mean?
Well, Savannah did it in 49.
Right.
That's true.
Fair.
Though somehow Faith is like way more blunt about
Faith
things,
is way more brash, I feel like, than Savannah.
Yeah.
From what we've seen,
Like, what do you mean you talk about Mark beating her and like how she doesn't want Mark to have such a big resume? And she's like, we'll still be friends though. It's like that is crazy to say in the moment. But anyway.
That's really how I'll be playing orgs. I'll be like, we'll be cool after this. Like, I'm voting you out tonight, but we'll be cool. Add me on Facebook. Let's got this.
Not Facebook.
That's where the orgs be at. You gotta play it on Facebook.
Didn't Keely also like grab something to make a fake idol on the?
My god! Yeah,
that was. I feel like they wouldn't show us that unless it was actually going to be a factor in the next drop. So I'm kind of honestly, I'm excited to see. I think more than anything at this point, what Keely's going to do, because it's like this could be like some sort of gift in disguise, low key, right? Like her number 1 gets taken out, and now she just has to play for herself. She doesn't have to worry about Faith and all her shenanigans. Obviously, Faith was low key kind of like a shield for her, but now it's like she has the freedom to go into merge and just link up with Lottie or whoever else. I don't know, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I remember, I think preseason David says something about a fake idol, like they do something with it. So I'm assuming she's like, they wouldn't show this. We've heard of players making fake idols and they don't show it, especially on AU Survivor. So something's going to happen, whether she bluffs it or she like, that's all you can really do with it is bluff it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I guess you could hide it, but she doesn't have a real idol paper to hide with it. I don't know. I wasn't here last week when it was like Keely's like first big week where we saw his like strategic powerness of her. My like comp for her, like who she reminds me of, is AJ from last season, like edit wise, where I feel like she's this big strategic player, and I think she's going to make it far. But I feel like she's the fallen angel of the season. Like she's like that third or fourth place. Just the way they edit her, I feel like they can make us really like Keely, but I feel like they go out of her way to like make us not like Keely. Does that make sense? Like the same way thing they do with AJ, where post game you hear about AJ, it's like, oh, everyone loved AJ. He was a social king, strategic king. But it's like the edit wanted you to think he was like cocky or condescending, which he definitely was a little bit. And I think they're kind of doing the same with Keely, where I think they want you to like their winner, and the best way to like their winner is if like that third or fourth place person is like the big move is that they're gone.
Yeah, I totally see that. Because, I mean, yeah, she has been extremely overconfident these last few drops. So, and I mean, she didn't get her way necessarily every single time. So, I think you're right. She really could be like the fallen angel of the season because she does have a pretty consistent edit. And that's the thing with like the head office. Like, they've been such a huge part of this swap. And it's like, it doesn't just end here, right? Like, there has to be more to it. Like, Mark and Keely are still here. I would be honestly kind of shocked if Keely goes home right in the next episode because it's like, damn, are we really just leaving it off at that? Like, that's it. The head office is done. Nothing else. Like, they were literally the main characters of this tribe for damn near the entire season. So I would be shocked if she goes home next. So,
yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see, basically. Essentially, after this conversation with Faith, Mark is now saying that he wants to go after Faith, and he goes to Caleb and he has a conversation about that, which we'll see come to fruition later on. Back at Redemption Beach, Sally is pushing that they go after Mark before merge. Of course, they stay on Mark's dick, so of course he's the target. And while we're at Redemption Beach, we see that Keely uses one of the machetes to peel this label off of the chest, and she mentions that it could be a fake idol, so I assume that at some point in the season she's going to use this as a fake idol. And to me it looks pretty legitimate. Like, I could actually see them believing that this is a fake ass idol.
yeah. No, like, honestly, gag Jeff Probst for me, please, because when he always talks about how the idols need to look simple because we need the players to be able to make fake idols really easily. We love that stuff. Well, girl, look at Australia. They be pulling out fake idols every single season, and they don't need like simple beats for that. I honestly like how they are still able to create a fake idol out of this. Like, it's just from like a little box that they were given. And it's still like a prettier idol than what they do in the like with the fuck ass beads in the US. So like I love that aspect of it.
I always think of like David, like the current host. I don't know if Lee or Easy's ever saw his original season, but he makes a fake idol. He gets like a skull from somewhere. I think it's like a fake skull, but he uses that to make the idol. And like that's like creative. So when the person got it, like, oh, this is probably a real idol, because why the fuck would there be a fake skull somewhere laying around? And like even in old US Survivor, I remember like David Wright and like Bob Crowley, they made idols that looked real and they spent like hours on it, or like days for some of them. It used to take like a lot of effort, and that was like part of the fun, was like you really had to want to pull this move off of a fake idol. Nowadays it's like, let me get this bead off the tree mill, we'll be fine.
Well, do you guys like the concept of fake idols? Because I feel like it's kind of a split opinion for people.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like you have to use every advantage, and I feel like it's one of those creative things too, where it's not like something that's given to you by production. It's something that just comes from the person, and they have to like scrape around, the beach to find the material. I feel like that's a fun, like, even if it flops, even if no one believes them or it's played incorrectly, like, I like it when the players come up with their own like game mechanics or try to fool each other in different ways, other than just, especially if you're not like a really strong social player, or you feel like you like don't have those manipulation tactics that like a Keely or a Mark has. You got to find something else, right? Or if you're at the bottom, like, I just like it when they have to scrape and crawl and find a way.
Yeah, I didn't like it in 44 when like production planted fake idols, where it was like, here's fake idols, go hide them. I didn't like that, but I do like, just like, even if like the underdog or someone in power making it. I always remember when Jay in Millennial vs. Gen X finds the fake idol, he plays it, he's at finals, he's like, I'm about to win this game, and then Jeff just throws in the fire. He's like, you guys got me, like, y'all got me. Like, moments like that is what I always remember. And I feel like we haven't really had that. Even when they gave them fake idols to plant, there wasn't really like this big fake idol play.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Early, you're muted.
We get to the immunity. They do lose the immunity. So Keely and Sally, they return with no vote to the tribe. Sally talks with Faith about going after Mark. She believes that the boys will definitely vote for Mark in this round. And this one when Faith is like, basically, this is not the time to take Mark out. Like, she realizes that they're just not on the same page. And that she needs Mark for her game for the protection of it all. So she doesn't necessarily want Mark to go in this moment. And once again, it's just, you can't really confuse your allies like that as well. Like, you have the three wise women. Y'all are always talking shit about Mark. What are they supposed to assume when the target is there, the possibility is there, and you don't take it? I don't get it.
Yeah, I feel like this is very BB coded, where you have like one of those like side alliances you talk shit with about like your main alliance, and then that side alliance went situation like, okay, we're gonna nominate this person. It's like, no, I don't. You don't need to do that. It's like, but we hate them. No, but you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
This is very BB coded, like talking shit on accident.
Plus the whole
sister wives, they'd be doing anything.
And the whole like Sally paranoia, like, oh, did you see them gassing her up at the challenge? Sally's gonna flip. Sally's gonna go to the other side. I'm like, she's been living with you for how many days, doing basically whatever you say, voting the way you want. Like, she's essentially a minion at this point. And you really think maybe there's more we didn't see. Obviously, we talked about Sally's edit earlier being confusing, same as Rich's. Maybe she has been doing things that are more sus, but it just, based on everything we know, it seemed hella extra to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this one with Faith and Keely, like you mentioned, discussed that Mark is on board with the Caleb plan and that they have to do what they have to do to essentially get Sally out of the game at this point. They feel like Sally is not someone that they want to trust going into merge. They feel like she could easily flip, which I find interesting as well, considering that this is someone that you've been working with. You have the three wise women. I don't understand it. But to me, I think it just shows once again how unreliable I feel like Keely and Faith are as allies. Like, having them as an ally is probably worse than having them as an enemy, because they are going to make sure you're fully disarmed. They're going to make sure that you're voted out of the game if you disagree with them. Like, they are running this with an iron fist, and I feel like all the things they claim Mark is doing, they are literally doing in this game to their closest allies at that. Like, what y'all claim Mark is doing to y'all have been doing to Sally, and now you want Sally out of the game.
Yeah,
it's just.
I still think it's crazy that they all couldn't come together to vote out Rich. Like, they really have like this much like animosity between like this fake cold civil war going on. Like you really didn't. You could keep Sally and Caleb. Like, Rich, I think Mark would have been fine with Rich going on. He's just talking about it for like a couple of nights now. But you started all this like fake, like not fake beef, but like telling them that I can't take you to the end. Gets Mark's heads turning, and now look, there's no recovering from this. When you could have had an easy vote to get to the merge.
But that was Keely, right? Like, Keely's the one that didn't want to let go of Rich. I feel like Faith,
but
she cared less about it, right? Yeah,
she don't got to vote.
Mark, I'm just saying that's been this whole the battle this whole time was like Keely wanting to keep Rich and Mark wanting to keep Caleb, and it's like they were both being hella stubborn. Something was going to give sooner or later.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is with the three wise women, apparently, according to Faith, this was not a real alliance to her. This was more of a real alliance to Keely. So Keely thought, like, yeah, her, Sally, and Faith were the main three. But Faith, I mean, it makes sense now that you look at it, because, I mean, Faith has been prioritizing Mark a lot, even though, again, like Lee said, y'all be talking shit about Mark every single night to Sally, sitting on the sand, just, yapping away about how Mark needs to go, how Mark is controlling, how Mark this, Mark that, Mark that. Like, you're saying all of this, and now you're expecting Sally not to go after Mark, and it's like, and then you're also mad at Sally trying to flip votes here and there to try and get Mark out, but you guys literally do the same thing with when it comes to Mark's own allies as well, where you flipped on Dawn without even warning Mark. So it's like, it's very ironic how Faith, and mainly Faith, but Faith and Keely are upset at Sally for doing this one thing when it's like y'all literally do the same thing. So it's like I don't know what they expect Sally to do. I mean, she's been vocal about wanting Mark out, and now you guys are not okay with it and you want to take her out. Like someone who's literally you're like she considers you guys her number 1 and 2. So why are you guys taking that out right before the merge? I think that's crazy. And you're keeping Caleb and you don't like Caleb, and it's just like I can't follow the logic here with Faith and Keely, and I don't think any of us can. So
maybe there's more logic of Keely and Sally do have votes this round because they did want Caleb out at the non-elim. So maybe they actually just do go for that.
Yeah. I don't know.
And essentially we have Mark kind of behind the scenes working to get Faith out, and we have Keely and Faith essentially now trying to get Mark onto this Sally plan. And of course, Mark is telling them what they want to hear. And we do get to the tribal, and not much happens in the conversation from what I have written down. But when we do get to the votes, there is a tie between Sally and Faith. Now, this is what I was trying to figure out. Was the tie because Mark, Richard, and Kayla, or was it basically how did the tie happen? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Didn't Caleb and Rich have like a moment on the beach? They're like, one of us vote Sally just in case like something happens. I think that was like 2-2. They wanted a tie, I think, just in case something happens.
Yeah, okay. It was mostly a split vote because they didn't want Faith to like have an idol, I guess, so they would split on Sally. So then at least in the tie, they can still revote on Faith and she's out. So I think that's kind of what happened there, and that's why it tied.
Oh, the girls are saying Rich and Faith voted Sally as well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so Rich was splitting on Sally.
It was Rich, Faith, and who was the third vote? Keely?
It was 2-2 because Sally and Keely don't have votes.
That's what I'm getting thrown off for.
It's the lost votes. The lost votes, like they want to be
that throws me the fuck off. I was like, oh no, there's 3
it's
votes.
Confusing for everyone.
No, 2 people are gone, so there's only 2 votes.
4 voters. Yeah,
when this truly is a new era tribal. Confusing me all day. I was like, how did it tie again? Child, 2 votes are gone. That's why with Survivor, you really have to lock in because you never know who lost the vote, who got an idol, who got a block a vote. Like, there's so many random shit in Survivor, so you really have to lock the fuck in.
At least in the new era, I feel like you have to lock in because people be losing their votes. They were probably sitting like, "What the fuck? We just lost our votes. Like, this is crazy. Why are they doing this?" Because I can't remember a time you lost your votes on AU. It's probably happened before, except for like that one.
Happens.
I remember that one big tribal where like only 3 people voted, but I mean like straight up like one person loses their vote. Like this, they don't do that as often as new era, you know.
How do you all feel about them naming blind sides like the Operation Wave or whatever? Like,
girl, they be naming it anything, which I mean it's campy sometimes, but like it gets to a point where it's like Operation Wave. I wouldn't have remembered that if it wasn't in my notes. It's like sure, I guess, but
watch,
I didn't even remember it.
Watch, I didn't know there was a name.
Watch, adapt.
Oh, he
vote,
did say
enjoy.
That. Yeah. I also think it depends on what the name is. Like Operation Italy was like instantly iconic. Like when it happened, I don't think Operation Waves was going to be iconic no matter who it took out. Like I just don't think there was a way around this. You gotta sell it. You gotta deliver it.
It was giving like an elementary school teacher, like, okay, kids, we're gonna do Operation Wave. Like it didn't. Like it was just corny to me.
Yeah. And essentially they do a revote, and of course Faith is the one that is sent out of the game. I will say I'm kind of gagged that she's leaving this early. I don't know. I guess I just assumed that she would be someone that would be a little bit longer for the game, like at least merge. But hey, you go against Mark, mama, it's gonna cost you. You had his name in your mouth all season.
Yeah.
She did. And of course, I love to support women. I do love to support women. But I'm a Mark's minion this season. I am a Mark's minion, and I stand by him tenfold. So if you come for the king, you will get beheaded.
Yeah.
Editing wise, I'm so shocked we lost her and Asha this week as the only 2 boots. Those are 2 of the main narrators and characters. So I need these other like characters to start getting some screen time. Like that's what this merge better be all Sally and Ben, because who else is going to get these confessionals? Or is Mark going to get another 20 every episode because he has been the main character?
Yeah, Faith's an annoying player and has questionable politics, but like having the idea of having both her and Asha in a merge together, just the amount of chaos with all those big players and big egos at that point, it just seemed juicy to me. So like I do feel like we got a little bit robbed, but you know, she did it to herself. Honestly, it was kind of foreshadowing the way she talked to John. Remember the way she talked to Johnson when he was on the ropes and he was about to get
Oh my god.
voted out?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there's no way. Like, you know, the Savannah thing, this is another level. Like, she's just straight up being an asshole to his face on camera, does not give a fuck. Like, this lady is savage. Like, she's gonna have a hard time getting jury votes in the end. Like, so it doesn't surprise me. Like, looking back at the other interactions she has, doesn't surprise me she's out pre-merge.
And I'm telling you guys, just look at her Twitter. Like, I feel like when I saw her Twitter preseason, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, she's just saying anything. And then now I watched the 12 episodes of the show and I'm like, oh, okay, that's where it came from.
Got it.
Mind you, the edit also fooled me because I was like, surely she's getting like maybe like a low-key winner edit, like a crazy kooky woman who still ends up winning. Even though I knew from the preseason that she started tweeting essentially while filming was still going on. And then at that point I was like, well, damn, I guess she gets out pre-merge. But then I completely like forgot about it until now when she gets out. So it's like she did not give a fuck. Doesn't that like break contract rules or something? Like, aren't you not supposed to like stay quiet on social media until the filming ends?
I don't know how strict they are on it. Like, it definitely does break some rules, but like you get a little tweet off. I don't know. You could always say that was your publicist tweeting. Let's say I'm like famous or something. Just lie about being famous. But yeah, if someone had my account.
I do like the idea of Teo being like an investigative journalist who's like digging into the times and dates of posts and like cross-referencing the.
Bro, that's how I prepared myself with her following Charlie Kirk. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was supposed to like this lady and now I don't because she follows him for whatever reason, both on Twitter and Instagram. I had to check Instagram and I was like, well, if you're following him on Twitter, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe you saw him like randomly in your feed and you're like, okay, let me give him a click. Like, he passed away. Oh, boohoo. And then like she follows him on Instagram. I'm like, oh,
it's twice.
Okay, I mean, you can feel bad for him, but like you're following him and maybe you're following his values. I don't know, but
it's giving weird.
At the end of the day, like, tonight was her night. She went home. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye to Faith. And we can go ahead and get to the demise of Asha, child.
No,
that's all that was for the Barren tribe. The demise of my good sister. And it's like it pisses me off is that they probably could have won all 3 rounds. But guess who threw the fucking immunity? Asha.
This is iconic. Going out in this way, everything is your fault. Going out with an idol that's not your idol. You know what? This is returnee. Simon did it. Simon had 2 idols. Bring Asha back. She had an idol that wasn't hers because she threw the challenge.
She threw it because she said she threw it because she wanted to save Rich. And I was like, girl, what the fuck is Rich gonna do for you? He's just one person. Like, if he goes home, whatever, you have other people.
But again, like, what are we missing about Rich? Must have an amazing social game if people are throwing their games away for him left and right.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Rich is winning. Maybe Rich is winning. Who knows?
Was this edit?
Yeah.
No. Well, cash flow Rich is a real thing. He's out there flowing through the game, I guess. Cash flowing it all around. Yeah, poor Asha. I was rooting for you. Like, come on now. Yeah. Don't throw challenges. Actually,
Rich is no Chris Diva, but you know, he's like the long lost cousin of her, maybe.
They work together.
He might grow on me. I don't know. We'll see.
But basically, starting off episode 10, Asha and Lottie are pissed that Simon did not throw the fire making. Lottie is saying that she still wants to keep Simon close so she can get some of the information from like Ben and Brooke. But essentially, they are done with him. And then Beauty and Beast, their alliance, they're still planning on targeting Asha, of course. That is their main goal. And I thought maybe there's a chance that Asha wouldn't go home because if we're being honest, like, and that's why I guess this drop, it was good, but this episode here, I was like, I'm slightly disappointed because Asha was going home from the beginning, basically. Like they mentioned it in the beginning of the episode. By the end of the episode, she was gone. And there wasn't a lot of like
intrigue.
Yeah, like it didn't feel like there was a lot of changing to what was going to happen. Like, we knew the Beauty and the Beast setup. We knew they had the numbers. There wasn't much changing that. And then she just kind of went home. I guess it's like, oh, she could have used her idol, but she also wasn't going to do that because she wasn't suspicious of anything. So they like really got her out very smoothly, is what I'm saying. And I guess that just sucks because it's like I would have loved if there was a little bit more of things that were going on.
Yeah, this would have been juicy if it was the episode of Tez win. I forget what number, but that's when they started setting this up. If this would have been that episode instead of like the whole like fire making challenge thing, this would have been probably like an iconic episode. But because this has been like brewing for a little bit now, and then we just got a straight up episode where it was like Asha went, it is a little underwhelming, but it was still a good episode to me.
Yeah.
I found it intriguing because I was like, well, this is just the episode of the downfall of Asha, like her being too overconfident. She literally admit in her eggs interview, she was like, well, I low-key was snoozing a little bit in the swap. I got too comfortable. I was way more active in the pre-swap, which I mean, we totally see that. I mean, she was extremely confident in those DRs, saying that Brooke's gonna go. Every other, she got 6 confessionals this episode. I bet you 4 of them was about Brooke going home, and it's like, well, damn, like
she was saying that
you definitely were napping that because you did not see a whole other Beauty and the Beast alliance form, which I do not fuck with the Beauty Beast alliance. Like that is such a I don't know. The alliance is so chopped to me. It's like all of these random characters. It feels like they're kind of like leftovers, kind of.
Not the leftovers.
Like main mother.
24.
Careful, not too much. Not too much, Dale.
I kind of fuck with the Beauty alliance. I like the Lottie side more, but I just like when players are aware of I'm at the bottom of this. I have to flip. And I think we saw that from Jackson and Laws. And I don't know if Simon was on the bottom. I don't know if he had to do this.
Wait, who? Jackson and who?
Jackson and Laws.
Wait, who?
What? The one who randomly activated this episode to talk shit about Brooke? Like,
who is? I still don't know who this woman is.
She's there, and she flipped. She didn't want to flip. She said it goes against my morals, but she still did it. Okay, so shout out to you for doing it. Actually, you got rid of Asha, so maybe not shout out to you for doing it, but
it was so random.
I always like it when the player who like recognizes the position, and I feel like they just got too comfortable. They let Jackson free, which I feel like they should have known Jackson was gonna flip. I don't know why they didn't think he would flip. They had a whole episode about him and Harry being at the bottom and how they had to steal Flint to survive. I feel like maybe one person could have checked in on them. That wasn't Simon, because they flipped.
12 episodes. 12 episodes, 3 confessionals. I had to look at this chart 3 times to make sure, like, let me go across and make sure I'm reading this correctly. That means she had 1 confessional per 4 episodes. That's less than 1 per drop.
That's not the worst editing they've done.
Yeah, I was going to say, Drake's right. That's not the worst they've done. Let's just say someone did again a confessional until, like, what was it, like episode 15?
There's been people who've gotten 0 before. Like, they just didn't get one and they go home. It's happened a couple times. Yeah. Imagine signing up for this like once in a lifetime experience and you get 0 confessionals. That's insane. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Well, damn, you must have pissed off production or something.
There were a few moments though that Cameron, like, they gave us a little bit of breadcrumbs. I know it wasn't much, but Cameron was kind of like sussing whether Brooke might have an idol, right? And then at Tribal, he was like, what, you've been out here this many days and you're just like, she seemed like Brooke seemed too calm to be like the easy vote. So I was like, oh, please, Asha, please. But no, she was too far gone. She had HOH-itis at that point, and there was nothing they could do.
Bro, when Laws randomly activated, I was like, well, I think Brooke's going home at this point, because in a way, Brooke also gave confident energy in her DRs. Like, oh, these people think they can fool me, but they can't. And I thought, oh no. This lady's about to go home with an idol in her pocket. She's going to trust the alliance. Lauren is going to flip, and Brooks is going to go home. So, and that would have pissed me off. But
yeah,
Laws controlled it. She controlled it. So I'll give her that. But if it comes back in the merge and Lauren starts targeting Brooklyn, we're going to have a problem. I'm just saying.
Lauren's grandma.
You're muted, lead.
I keep muting myself to cough. Sorry, I'm really sick, y'all. But essentially, in the reward, it's called "How Bold Is Your Bluff." I really like this reward because basically, 2 people from each tribe, they have to come together and they need to guess if what they're saying is telling the truth or not. So if it's 2 boxes, I can say, oh, I have a banana in this box, and really it's a 5-course meal, and you have to basically guess whether or not I'm lying. I really enjoyed it. I did, because it was just fun. Like, there weren't that many stakes. It was just kind of them having fun and getting food. Like, I don't know, really interesting to me.
I have one thing to say. This challenge made me mad because why the fuck is this not on US Survivor? This is low budget and so easy.
Yes, right.
It's so interesting.
Thank you.
You're having people talk post-tribal. We're having them call each other out, be like, are you working for Mark or working with Mark? And like the whole like just lying about it, Brooke doing whatever she did for no reason. It was iconic. She shouldn't have done it, but it was iconic in the moment. Why this is such a low budget challenge? And I get like Survivor US, I think they're trying to save money in the challenges. So most of them feel the same. Just put like a spinny plate and y'all are good. But they can't do this because they're in 3 tribes. We just go to 2 tribes and do this. We calling it a day. This like stuff like all the challenges that have people interacting with each other are so much fun, more fun than like a random puzzle at the end.
You would literally summarize the US challenges in one emoji, and that one emoji is the running emoji, because that's all they be doing over there. They're just running, and then like you have people like Suri who would probably eat up these like bold and bluff challenges. She can't run the entire time. Like, please, like, what about like Law? Imagine Law's having to run the whole time. Like, she's not.
I still don't know who that is, Teo. I'm sorry.
But like, you see my point. Like, I love how Australian Survivor at least has a little more diversity in their challenges. Now, I mean, they still do get very physical, but at least they include an endurance challenge here and there. They do something like this where it's really fun. They love their little 1v1 challenges. So I appreciate that. And they're not just the running emoji. So
plus we got Caleb versus Jackson again. Didn't Caleb steal the breakfast from him? And then this is the best day of my life. I just this rivalry is I'm sorry. They're both probably gonna flop so hard, but
probably
the rivalry is just so funny. Like, I feel like this is why I love this show. Like, it feels like they're having fun. Like, even when they're talking shit, they're having fun. When they get blindsided, Asha was like, oh my god, great move, how iconic. Like, they're being sneaky, they're being rude, but like they're being good sports about it at the end of the day. And this feels like the Jackson Caleb thing. Jackson really dislikes this guy, but if he blindsides him, I feel like Jackson's gonna be like, all right, good shit, you got me.
Yeah. At first, I thought Jackson was just having like his WWE beef. Like, he's a professional wrestler. I get it. You gotta make an enemy. You do it for the show. I feel like he just doesn't like Caleb. I don't know what Caleb did. Was it something was it with the clothes? Was that what it was? He like wore someone's like clothes. Get over it, dog. But like, they don't like each other. I thought it was for show at first. I don't think it is. It's like, also, we need to start doing their lingo. The word bloke is like objectively hilarious, and I feel like I need to start saying it.
You guys are my blokes. You guys are my blokes.
A good bloke over there.
Bloody bloke. No, honestly, Zuda Man clocked in the chat. The US needs to do something like this because this is low-key like on auction. Like, imagine doing this in the merge where it's like high stakes. Like, imagine you're opening the box, you see an idol in there, and you're like, shit, I have to bluff about this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that would be so camp. Unfortunately, the US is not good at being camp a lot of the time, but you know, you can only hope. Like, maybe Mr. Beast will pull something out.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew, because I was thinking of Mr. Beast too. But if this were Mr. Beast, he'd be screaming at both of them the whole time. What are you gonna do about that box?
Oh my god, please.
I'm sorry. The trauma.
I didn't watch Beast Games. Was he like that the whole time? Was he like a YouTube video the whole time on Beast Games? That's impressive. To be honest, keeping it up that long. Oh, someone in the chat said Caleb voted Jackson. I forgot he did that. He did do that at that Harry tribal. So I guess there's a reason.
That was funny too.
Oh my god, yeah.
And can we talk about Brooke playing in Sally's face? Remember she was pulling on her heartstrings in this challenge? She goes, "It's something from home." And like almost shed a tear.
And girl, this is where Lauren activated because for whatever reason this bothered Lauren. She was like, Brooke is very sneaky to me. And it's like, you know, period that she's getting her content now, but it's like, get off of Brooke's neck. Like, she's doing what she got to do for that key lime pie.
I did think it was a lot. No shade. I was like, Brooke, you really showing them how good you can lie over some key lime pie? Like, I don't know. I feel like she shouldn't have did all of that. Like, you could have kept it a little bit cute.
If it was like a scroll or something, like, or maybe like a food that you really like, she might just like really like key lime pie. But like, especially lying about the family, I feel like more people feel a grudge about lying about it being family oriented. like this was fun. It's a good moment. If I'm on that island, you got to go soon because there's no reason you just pulled this out over key line fly. No, you can manipulate me.
No, if Coach Joe and Jonathan were on the other side of that, they would have had a complete meltdown. They would have been in tears, screaming, pumping their chests.
Coach would have done
Jeff
this
to get involved.
Coach would do this and then be like, I'm just dragon slaying of my honor and integrity. Like, this is the type of shit Coach would do. But if someone else did, he would freak out.
Yeah, 100%.
No, Zudaman in the comments, another iconic moment was Lottie clocking Keely's. She's like, well, are you looking for Mark? Or no, are you playing?
Oh, right.
Hold on, I have the note here. I was reading off the comments. Sorry, Zudaman. So she said, are you working with Mark? Or are you playing for Mark?
Yes. Like, that mother right there.
I don't think they're gonna work together then after that.
I can't wait for the Lottie and Keely. I don't even know I don't even care what happens. I just can't wait for them to be together.
Yeah. Also, at mid-clock, Blanche finds that scroll in her sandwich, and it's like, well, damn, so much is going on. I'm overstimulated. Like, what is going on?
This challenge was just so fun. Another moment I liked was Faith went in like that. Was it Parmesan? It was something she ate and she didn't like it, and she just gives it to Ben. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Also, Ben just going, "It's a banana." I find that funny because
an average size banana.
He said it was good enough. That's what he said. Gets the job done.
No, I also wonder, like, because there's so much like food going around, like how easy is it to like eat something in the food? Like, what if you have a scroll and you just ate it?
Right. Nothing happened, right?
Like you was eating too fast, you wasn't paying attention. Like, I don't know.
Well, I remember someone almost broke their tooth. They ate a banana and it had a scroll. How did they even get a scroll inside a banana? A closed peel. Like, how did they? Like, they must have done like surgery and then like taped it back up or something, and then like randomly I bite into it. Like, what if my tooth breaks? Can't I like sue the show?
Imagine if production was like, we're sorry, that's the only scroll we had. If you want to use the scroll, you're gonna have to get creative and find a way. Maybe that's what Christian was doing. He was just trying to get the scroll.
I don't know about y'all, but when I was little, I didn't know Reese cups had like paper on them, so I would definitely just eat that shit with the paper on it up until I was like 3 years old. My mom was like, "You got like, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm eating the Reese cup." She's like, "No, there's paper on that." That would be me. I always think about like in a peanut butter sandwich, and I'm starving. I got milk. I'm dipping that shit in the milk. I'm locked in. I'm eating that. Like I'm going to swallow it. Like there's no way around it. It has to be like a hard bite. Like it has to be like a hard piece of paper.
That's so real.
Like, if I'm not paying attention, child, you never know. And then Blanche, she does find the scroll in her PB&J sandwich, and when she opens it at the camp, it says "Take shelter for great power." So she assumes it's somewhere at the shelter. She tells Asha this, and essentially Asha goes and she finds the idol. Now, I don't know why Blanche didn't make her give her damn idol, because bitch, this is my fucking idol. I don't know what you think this is, but Asha was definitely not planning on giving that idol up at all, which I don't think I would either. But Blanche, I think it's more so on Blanche. Like, girl, Blanche, get your idol.
This is maybe one of the funniest things. Like I say that for a lot of situations. Her reading the clue that says basically says it's at the shelter, and then going, Asha, I'm just not good at riddles. The only word in there is the word shelter. Just look around the shelter. Like, I get it. You're hungry. And maybe you're just overthinking it because maybe it's no way it's at the shelter, but it's like one of the only words in it. And it was just sitting there. It was just at the shelter.
See if this was
glasses on, she's just looking around like as if it couldn't be more obvious. Like, she did need that help from Asha.
Tez says Blanche is 80% blind. I feel that, because I didn't do glasses off. I'm almost 100%.
Not too much.
It's just funny. She's like, I don't know where this could be. Like, I think she knew it was at the shelter. She just couldn't find it, and that's just funny to me.
But if this was Jeff, he would have had them like run to some cave and run laps around some cones, gather a bunch of stones, make a fire, stay overnight, come back just to grab the idol that's already there.
I always remember with like Rachel, it was like sewed into the tarp. How the hell are they supposed to not notice me unsew this thing out of the tarp? And she got away with it though, so that was
kind of fun.
She gagged alive. Yeah. But yeah, also I need U.S. Survivor. Like I could keep comparing it, but it's so hard not to keep comparing these.
You have to honestly.
Just go back to here. Put it. Fuck the journeys. Put rewards. Put idols and rewards. It used to be the fun part of rewards. Like that's such a exhilarating. Is that the right word? Every time one of these rewards happens at AU, when someone randomly gets something, you get someone like Blanche who hasn't been on the show for real. You get this fun moment of Blanche. I'm sitting here laughing about how she couldn't find it. I wouldn't have that if this was still out of Journey. Like we get these fun creative moments. You get stuff like the cookie idol because for some reason Simon thinks that cookie's an idol because he knows this stuff is at rewards, and you don't get that no more. And that used to be some of the fun about the show, and we get that again with AU Survivor.
Yeah. And I was gonna say Asha was too nice because she she said in her exit interview, because it was edited weird. It made it seem like Asha didn't want to give it back to Blanche, but in her exit she did say like she was gonna give it back. It was just really hard in the moment because they literally found the idol and it was, I believe, before tribal council, so they couldn't actually like pass it on to each other because it was out in the open. So Asha was too nice, but I remember one of the season, I won't say which one, but two people found an idol. Actually, the person who found the idol for their friend who had the actual clue, she ended up voting out that same person that same round and that was her idol at that point. And that was gaggy as fuck. Like I know that wouldn't have been possible in this situation, but imagine a scenario where somebody just like, let's say Asha finds the idol from Blanche, and let's say they're on opposite sides of the tribe, and Asha just votes her ass out. Like that would have been camp mother, in fact, like mother move of the season. Like that, I love seeing that kind of shit when people get so ruthless like that.
Yeah.
And we get to the immunity. They lose immunity because Asha is literally throwing it, and Brooke clocks that she's throwing it, as she should, because it's so obvious that's what she's doing. They go back to the tribe, and it's so embarrassing because Asha still thinks that Brooke is going home. She all happy and giddy about it, and they're like, essentially, we plan to vote Ben in case she has an idol. So she has a conversation with Ben. She's so confident and happy that she ends up slipping up to Ben that he's the second vote. And what is this? This activates Durag Davo. And this is where I'm like, hold on,
what
Ben,
is happening?
because Durag, like I know you got some really nice curly locks, but is you black, sister? Now, someone in the Discord, they were like, I think he comes from the same area that Asha comes from. And I know Asha identified as black. So I'm not really sure about Australian culture. Like maybe they are black. I don't know. I don't want to judge too much about it. But in general, I found it funny that Jackson was like, oh, can I wear a do-rag? Because I feel like if you're a black person, like you've had this interaction with a white person that's like, oh, you're doing this thing that is like traditionally black, but it looks cool. So can I also do that thing? And this is where I really question if Ben was black for real, because he was like, yeah, you can wear a do-rag. It'll look good on you. And it's like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You can barely wear a do-rag. Like, I'll accept the bonnet because you got curly ass hair. But Jackson can't wear none of that shit.
That's Jackson Harlow.
Well, this was a conversation in Island of the Idols, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember if
was it Jamal someone? I forgot who.
Jamal and Jack, because I'm pretty sure Jack was in a similar situation, and I believe Jamal told him like, yeah, you don't want to do that, like it's you don't want to do it. So I think, if I'm remembering, girl, that was a long time ago, but I believe that's what I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So I think these types of conversations are, they're very interesting because I love how they're being brought up. I just wish, in this scenario, maybe it was clarified a little better from Ben's side of things. I know Lee, you said that as well, but I think these kind of conversations are interesting, and it made the edit at the end of the day. So it's something that like I didn't expect for Australian Survivor. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
That's why when I see the cast drop in the first place, and I'm like, there's only like what 2 or 3 black folks and maybe 4 or 5 people of color in an entire cast. That's already like giving Big Brother back in the day, and just for like the first 15, 20 years really in the United States even. But this is still a problem. Like we even see it in a lot of UK and other international, right, UK traders, like the lack of diversity. And I think people always say, oh, you're being too woke, or you're being too PC, oh, it doesn't matter, oh, treat them as individuals. First of all, no, fuck that. This is the reality kingdom. Number 2, this is why these situations happen, because if you don't have people that represent these cultures and these communities to have these nuanced, complicated conversations, then people end up appropriating culture, and it's like all good. And when you have a production team that's probably mostly white as well, then same thing. The people making the decisions of what actually gets to the edit, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you clocked it.
And basically the Beauty and the Beast alliance is just playing in the other side phase. Brooke is fake looking for an idol. She don't even need one. It's hilarious. Now we do see a storyline with Laz, because Laz is conflicted on if she should vote with the other side to take out Brooke or vote with, the side that she's on to take out Asha, which I found really interesting. I'm like, Laz all of a sudden being the swing vote, like in this main character position, is Laz gonna flip? And I low-key kind of wish she did, because I agree earlier, I don't really like the Beauty and the Beast alliance. Not my fave of alliances. And I wanted Asha to say. So I would have loved it if Laz flipped. And I blame this Asha going home on Laz, because Laz could have stopped it from happening, and she didn't do it.
Even if she doesn't flip, Brooke plays the idol and Asha's gone. So Asha would have had to play that idol. Asha was screwed. The only thing is, if Laz doesn't flip, it looks better. It's like, oh, she got idled out. But no, now it's like you just did this to yourself because you threw the challenge that caused this to happen. That's the only thing that really changes.
I can't do that to Mother Brooke. Like I was honestly hoping Brooke would use the idol. I can't do that to her. I can't root against her. Yeah. I wanted Asha to say too, but I was like, there's no chance she's gonna use the idol.
I was really hoping she used it. Because I feel like I know she was really confident Ben had the backup votes, but I feel like if someone I'm publicly targeting at Tribal saying I'm voting you out plays the idol and I have one, I kind of have to play it at that moment. I feel like I have to do it at that moment, just in case. But I never know the situation. She was just really thought they had the votes on Ben, and I give a lot of credit to like Jackson, Laws, and Simon because they did snow her.
That's why I was so frustrating, because I was like, oh, here we go. Like, why does it have to be Asha or Brooke? Like, we knew it was going to be one or the other. I was like, it's a lose-lose to me. I'm rooting for Asha more. I don't have Brooke's history, but I do think now Brooke's in a really nice position, and I do think that she could be one of the people that wins this game.
I don't know. Brooke not doing enough for me.
Well, we're halfway through.
I think Brooke is playing hard, but I think she just has like that aura of like, you're gonna win this game if you get too far, and you're a challenge beast. She used to have the record for most immunity wins. I just feel like a lot of people are scared of Brooke, and I think we have other returnees like Simon. I don't think people are scared of Simon. The other one I thought people would be scared of was Harry, and he's gone. I don't think people, and Mark's being Mark, he's doing a little too much. I just feel like there's an aura around Brooke where it's like, I need you out. You are the biggest threat here, and I think a lot of people sense that in her. But she has her people now, and hopefully she can make a run. And hopefully my faves are also on that run with her. Come on, Lottie.
I mean, Poverty though, like had that aura the whole time too, and she found a way to get to the end, like even on this same franchise. So
she had that. She had a crew both times, and we got to hope Brooke has a crew with her.
So. Now wait, I need to step in as Brooke's defense lawyer because I have to we have to remember, guys. Brooke Joette, is that her last name still? Because I know she's married, but whatever her last name is now. She has played 3 times before. She's the only 3-time player here, I'm pretty sure. Or I guess Simon. But girls, Simon is Simon. Let's be honest. Or I guess Harry too.
He's
but
gone.
Still, I mean, you have a cast of 20 newbies. You're on a tribe with 10 people who are brand new at the game. All 10 of them probably watched your seasons at some point. So it's like, what can Brooke even do to really get for Harry was gaggy as fuck, but look where that landed him. He's now 5th boot from the season. And I know Mark only played once before, so I feel like for him it's a little bit easier. With Brooke, it's like, well, they all know that she's a challenge beast now, so they can look ahead of time and be like, okay, well, we gotta take Brooke out. I think the fact that she made it to merge despite this huge target on her back, quite honestly to me, is impressive. Like, she still had pretty solid relationships in the pre-swap. I know Faith was really close to her until Faith spoke up to Mark and was like, well, I want to take out Brooke in the merge. But again, that's because of Brooke's aura. That's because everyone knows who Brooke is. So I honestly, I feel for Brooke this season. I feel like a lot of online is calling her dumb and whatever, like she's a bad player. But
why?
I really, because of, well, first of all, because the edit played in her face with the idol. They did not explain that the idol expires before the swap.
That's not her
fault. Which is stupid. That's not even her fault. She had to go on Instagram like she should just to explain the situation. It's not my fault. Like, that's production. Production took my idol away. I had nothing to do with this. And even like now when they're I still see people saying that she was dumb for wasting her idol this episode, and it's like, well, you have people vocally, like, publicly saying they want her out. Like, what do you want her to do? How is she supposed to automatically trust the Beauty and Beast alliance? They could be lying to her. Simon and Laws could easily flip-flop. Like, you can't fully trust people in this game. So I think the idol was honestly just, like, a good protection for her. Like, even if this alliance successfully vote someone out, like, that idol is there for her just in case something wrong happens. And something wrong could have happened. Laws almost flipped the vote, so
Yeah.
I don't blame Brooke at all, honestly.
You must be too deep on that faith side of Twitter if all this investigating you're doing, because I feel like my timeline be loving Brooke.
Yeah, me too.
I also feel like if you're like, I don't know, you can't call a player dumb for like wasting an idol. If my name's coming up, I'm playing that shit. Especially in AU Survivor, where we get so many idols thrown into the game, so many twists. I can find another one maybe. Like, I'm just gonna play this and get another day. Unless it's like, there's very few situations where your name's out where you shouldn't play an idol. And I think that's like I always think of like Q in 46. He knew his name was out, but he's like, if I don't play this idol, I have idol at 5 and then I'm locked in for 4. Situations like that I get, but you're in the pre-merge and your name's out. Play that shit. You don't know you don't know Jackson and Laws. I guess you and Simon probably pre-gamed a little bit, but you don't know these other people. You have to play it.
And
I don't know. I feel like I always say like play an idol, but I just feel like in this case, I would have trusted the alliance. I don't know. Like I feel like she is a little bit too trigger happy to play these idols. But the first one I understand because of the way the twist was. Like they literally stripped it away from her. But this second one, I'm like, girl, you could have kept this idol.
She does look like a genius if she doesn't play it. But if if Lost had flipped and Brooke goes home today, she's getting called like an idiot on Twitter because she had
forever.
And I just feel like you have to do it. That's just how I feel in these situations. Unless you have a voting history together and you have this built-in trust, then I get not using it. But this is your first vote as a unit, as an alliance. I don't know if you can risk it.
Yeah. I can't wait until Brooke gets the interview, because then she'll explain it.
Mm-hmm. And then we do get to the tribal, and Asha's being so cocky, child. Like she even says that her gut is telling her that Brooke is going home tonight. Like it's like, ooh, baby, that's not good. That's not good. And of course, Asha's the one who goes home. She's the one looking crazy with the idol in her pocket. And it was so funny to me because you have Laws, like the way she kept staring her down. She wanted to get that idol so bad. And it's like, girl, you're not getting it.
Wait, you mean Blanche? Not
Sorry, Blanche. I can't. They're both relevant, girl. But
Purple Kelly.
Blanche was staring her down for that idol. And Asha over here, it was you? You did that? Like she over here having a family reunion. It's like, girl, give me my damn idol. I would have asked. I would have got.
Girl, it's against the rules, though.
Idol.
It's against the rules, unfortunately. A lot of people get upset when there's an idol transfer. So they did it before, but then people got mad online, so then they changed the rules so that you can't give an idol up once you're voted out.
The moment her first name comes out, like the moment it's the first Asha comes up, I'm watching. Give me that shit right now. You're not officially out yet. Give it to me as we speak at this moment. I also loved like her and Cameron, like, and I think Lottie was also in it. They were like getting blasted every time they come. They're like, oh, like they were actually excited for it. And I love when fans get to play. They both are obviously fans. Yeah, it's just fun. Like honestly, I don't be blindsided. I don't want to lose the money, but have some fun when it happens. You're like. Just live in the moment. And like I always love it when someone's salty when they leave, but I also love it when someone's having fun, like genuinely shocked. Don't be this like normal, like, oh, have fun, guys. Like, you gotta be either really happy or really salty. That's what I need.
It was also fun to watch Simon really struggle with like lying. Like he's not a good liar and he has no poker face, and he looks like a kindergartner who like stole something from the teacher, and he's like and everybody's just like, girl, you are not, like, if you say one more word, you're gonna spill, and she's gonna figure your shit out and read you for Phil.
Simon is such a strange player to me because he is he's like a big super fan, but he's also just like not amazing at the game. I don't want to say he's terrible because he's obviously good enough socially, but it's like, how are you? Like, I just feel like even after this move in the next episode, he's like, I got my first Survivor move ever. Yeah. This is your third time playing, dude. What do you mean you got your first move?
No, he literally said, "This is my redemption." Like, basically, you can vote me out tomorrow. I feel like I won in my book. I'm like, bro, you're a returning player trying to win hella money. What are you talking about?
I kind of love Simon. He's just so funny to me.
Yeah. I know. I like Simon too. He's camp.
Yeah. And essentially, she goes home with the idol, and we do get to the next episode. And of course, Lottie was left out of the vote, and Simon and Lottie kind of had this duo after Harry left. And the Beauty and Beast discussed that the next vote has to be Lottie. And Simon is, of course, because he has this relationship with Lottie, he's unsure of what he needs to do in this situation. But it seems like he's willing to cut her. But he does go have a conversation with Lottie, and he apologizes for leaving her out of the vote. And essentially, Lottie explains that Cam and Blanche are both swing votes in the merge, as well as herself. So it's like, while you did this move, you now left us vulnerable and able to flip on you. And basically, he did not realize that at all. And she's like, well, who are you actually loyal to? Like, who are the two people that you want to be with? And he says Laz and Jackson. And this is when Lottie is like, well, I don't like Jackson. That
period.
Because I think he would have no issue flipping on us. And essentially, the only way you'll get me back as an ally is if you get rid of Jackson. Period. And I don't like Lottie. It's like, girl, Lottie, can you be saying shit like this? Like, that is some bold.
Well, yes, she can.
She can, and she will.
Exactly.
She's saying it to Simon. He's probably going to do what she says. Let's be real. He is Simon. This is like, I think Jackson and even Laws, this is a great move for them, making this big flip. I don't think Simon needed to do this. Like, he was on the middle, so he obviously had to make a choice. I don't know if he made the right choice. Maybe if it was like, he could have told Brooke to play her idol, but I don't know. He didn't know she had it. I think for Simon, the best move is Ben, but I just don't know if he has any social capital or maneuvering to make that happen. Because he was in the middle, he was in a great spot.
Nah, I think it's a smart move because he knows that Laz and Ben are not very good players and have no social capital. So it's basically again, it's like if you can pick up these weaker players and then be a number for you at least for as long as you can, and you're going with a group of 5, I get why he did it, but we saw how much he struggled, not just at Tribal, but also the Tribal before when both sides were telling him to throw that shit, and he was just like, "Fuck that! I'm making fire. I don't want to make a decision. I'd rather make fire and piss everyone off than make a decision and pick a side," which I thought was the right move at the time. But it is hilarious to watch his dilemma.
Yeah, you are right. I guess this is one of those moves, in retrospect, we'll have to look back at. If Simon ends up winning this season or making a deep run, it is probably because of this. It's a high risk move, but it's also a high reward move because you have to pick a side. And if he truly thinks this 5 could be something, it's a good move.
But Lottie's smart too. She knows which buttons to push. That's why I love watching her. I love watching Keely and watching Mark because basically those 3 and Faith to a degree but she was just more cracked, just poking at these people and poking and poking and poking. And sooner or later, they're going to topple and do what you want. And that is the manipulation is fascinating. She knows Simon feels guilty. She knows he doesn't like to lie. She knows he was stuck in the middle. Now she knows he was probably conflicted making fire at last Tribal. So she's like, let me just stick this in you. And then now you're going to have to make a decision. It's me or Jackson. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, she gobbled the leg of the turkey. She knew me and Cam, we're gonna be the swing votes in the merge, and you're forgetting that. We could easily just flip over. You need us. So she's essentially telling Simon, work with us or else you're screwed. And I mean, she's essentially holding him hostage in that case. We're working with you, or we can just flip over if you want. But I know Lottie said she probably doesn't want to work with those people because she knows they probably don't fuck with her. Because they didn't fuck with her and Asha in that last episode, the episode 9 or whatever it was. So I do agree with Easy. I think this was the best way to approach it. You need Simon to feel nervous. He needs to fold in front of you, and that's kind of what he does. I mean, he wants to still work with her. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out in the merge.
You're muted.
Bro, you're muted again.
Lee, come back to us.
That's because I keep coughing. Oh my god.
You're good. You're
But I mean, essentially that was it for their tribe. We get to episode 12. One of the things we see them discuss is that they may throw immunity just to send Keely home, but they don't. They end up winning immunity. And that's a wrap. We only see Asha go home from this tribe. And we do get a preview for next episode that it's going to be merge. So we do have that coming up. Are we excited for the merge?
Always.
I cannot wait. I cannot fucking wait. I feel like this is what, like, we have to wait longer to get there on Survivor AU, but I feel like when we get there, it's more juicy. Like, this season has been serving, even with like the idol issues and the Redemption Beach. Like, feels just you messed up a few times, but it's still been serving. I feel like every single drop, and this next one is like it's been building up so much. I can't fucking wait to see like who's gonna go where.
And
Tez is also in the chat. He said it gets good, y'all. So I trust Tez's word.
Hold him to this.
King Tez.
It's been good, and the merge is also good. We're in for just another great season in a row.
Are y'all not able to bring up comments?
I've never tried.
Well, let me see. Nope.
Do you just click on it? Yeah, we're not getting paid that much. Okay, we don't we don't get paid to bring up.
Yeah,
comments.
I'm only gonna mention it verbally. I'm not actually like my mouse is turned off.
So I think following like Survivor Australia, like they're like what they've done the past season, I think the first two people in this drop will be pre-jury, and then that third person will be member of the jury, unless there's a non-elo.
Yeah.
But the last couple merge votes have been really good. Like I don't like last year the Jesse, like I don't know if that wasn't the Jesse blindside was okay, but then the Laura vote the next episode was amazing. So I think hopefully we get some more dynamic gameplay that we've had these last couple seasons.
It's more of a snooze fest by the end of the season, but I think the first half of the merge is like usually pretty explosive, at least in the newer era. So I have faith in this, or I'm holding on to hope.
Yeah, I wrote down in the preview for 13, it looked like it was Mark and Beauty and the Beast, and then Lottie, Salty on the outside, Caleb wanting to cause havoc. So I'm assuming it's Mark and Beauty and the Beast, all the returners with their like minions, and then hopefully Lottie and Caleb of all people coming together with Cameron and Blanche and whoever else they can pick up. And I don't know, it seems like it could be pretty split down the middle.
I am a little worried because we just lost Faith and Asha, who were two of the biggest characters in the show. And I feel like I could see a world where it's like Mark goes or Brooke goes or who's like Jackson or Caleb or Lottie. Like these are all people I can see going. And if I feel like at least one of them is going in this drop, one of these big characters, I hope they start showing these other people like Ben or like Blanche, because I feel like when we do randomly get them, they're kind of entertaining. Even Cameron, they have some good confessionals, they have some good moments, but I just think we're not getting them. So hopefully if they do last longer, they start getting these moments and don't just keep being purple.
Well, Jackson can go next. I'm cool with that. That would be fantastic.
Well, I think some Kias are going home. They usually go home like at the beginning of merge. Like that's kind of like been a trend in these latest seasons. It's usually just like one person who has like a bigger ish edit, and that's why I'm like either like Keely may just go home because I mean she a lot of people have been saying her name in this pre-merge, but then like the edit is like telling me she's gonna make it further. I think Brooke unfortunately Brooke might
whoa tail
she might
use
go
your
home.
next words wisely.
Well, look, I'm all for Brooke. I want her to stay, but I feel like the edit has been like it's not looking good for her.
No.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. No shade. But we can go ahead and tier rank the girls. Starting with Sally. Where do we think Sally should go? She's still a chop to me. It's like she keeps trying stuff. No one listening to her.
Yeah.
We did get the story, like the redemption story. So maybe I would move her up to child, but that's just me.
I would probably do the same. Does she deserve chop? I don't know. She tried to get.
I think she deserves chop, but hey,
I have no strong feelings for this. If you think she's chop, you can put her in chop. But yeah, it's up to you.
Bro, I know why Lee wants her in chop because Sally took a shot at Mark and failed. So he just wants her in the dippity chop city.
We're doing all this. We did all this talk about hopefully we don't lose one of our faves in this big merge boot. It's gonna be Sally. Like it's who it's gonna be.
Hopefully. Next we got Laz. Even though Laz had that moment, she's still a purple Kelly.
Bro.
Ultimate purple Kelly.
Still a purple.
I mean, I personally put her in chop, but that's just me.
I think Ben.
I just have my own problems with it.
I feel like Ben has an argument for mid. I feel like we saw the most we've ever seen from Ben this week, and it was like twice. He made a big move that saved his game.
Like Ben.
I do. One Piece fans stand up.
Big move.
He voted out Rasha. That's a big move.
That wasn't his idea or his plan.
It doesn't have to be your idea or your plan to take credit for it, you know?
It's like Purple Kelly. I'm sorry.
All I remember from him is Brooke screaming like that she's up his ass or something in the challenge. Like that's all I remember.
That did happen.
And the pickle shorts. Or no, they're the cactus shorts.
He did eat a banana. Average size banana.
Next is Cameron. Cameron, I would say stay in Purple Kelly.
He got his first confessional from since episode 1 this week. Which is weird.
Why aren't they giving more? I feel like I don't know. He seems like a good social player.
He's fun.
I don't get it.
Well, they don't care. They don't really care about the gameplay too much. They're more of like the entertainment, and that's why I'm still like, well, Cameron seems very entertaining. I mean, we saw him at Tribal Council this episode. He's like low key clocking, like, something's not right, and he's calling it out like
twice on
yeah.
I feel like for that he should be in child. That's just me.
I'm fine with that. I would expect him to have this bigger edit because he's obviously a fun personality. Like all the camp live scenes we get him at Tribal, even at challenges, he's this fun, like goofy guy, and that's the type of characters they love to put down our throats. And I just think he's maybe not that big in the story. Like there's a chance he's gone this week as like a safe vote type situation. You're gonna say no to everyone except for Jackson.
I feel like me and Lee are on the same wavelength. Like I don't see Cameron really in child. I don't see Sally. I feel like Sally's more of a chop.
I'm really just letting y'all have it.
I'm fine with them going down.
We spoke for like 15 minutes about Sally's redemption story just to put her. I mean, whatever.
Put her.
Well, that's nice, but her redemption story of wanting. Well, not the redemption story, but her whole thing about wanting Mark out. It didn't go anywhere. Mark is still here.
It's whatever y'all want the metric to be. It could be whatever y'all want. If y'all feel like Sally is child, I don't feel like arguing about it today.
Well, the chat sided with Drake and Easy, so she may as well.
Okay. Next is Richard. I would say Purple Kelly. He's still not bringing anything from me.
Yeah.
I said this earlier. I got this Richard theory, and I don't want to say the name of the player because Easy hasn't watched Titans versus Rebels yet. But there's a certain player on Titans versus Rebels who gets like really twist screwed like in the post swap, and he gets like 0 confessionals for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get all these reviews and like all these like I didn't say his name, Easy. You can unmute, but you get all these like deep dives and interviews about the season. And apparently, he was like a big player and a fun personality, but because he was twist screwed, they never showed him. I feel like the same time happening to Rich. They posted a stat that he survived like the most pre-jury tribals. He was like a target the first episode. There's an edit out here where Rich is a like a star of the show, but he's Kaya because I feel like he gets twist screwed at some point. That's my prediction for Rich. I feel like there's going to be a twist or an idol, and that's why they don't want to like Rich because something's going to happen to him where people will get mad if we did like Rich. That's my theory because I feel like that's how they edit the show. If someone they don't want you to like someone who gets fucked up by a twist.
No, wait. In the chat, no, that's not my match. I also think that's
I'm not standing Rich. I'm just saying that this is my prediction of what's going to happen to him in the season. Rich is
not a battle of the Kias, okay? I know I have my Kia radar, but I'm not like. Am I standing a Kia this season? No.
The only Kaya I stand is Ben, and that's because he likes One Piece on Instagram. It has nothing to do with him on the show. That's the only Kaya guy I stand.
Thank you, Queen Green Eminem. Exactly. I'm for the Kia women. Drake might be for the Kia men.
No, I'm for the Kia women too. Just some of them.
They read you.
I'm just saying that's my theory. We're allowed to have theories. I just feel like Rich edit is so confusing to me because he's obviously been so important this season, but we don't see him.
Drake said I can't have a Kaya feeling.
No, you make sense though. I mean, that's literally what happened before, and I mean, they might just repeat it.
I can't believe we spent so much time on Rich of all people.
All right. I just want to get my theory out. I was cooking. I had a 12-hour shift today, and I cooked that theory up mid 12 hours. Okay.
Anyway, Blanche Chop. She lost an idol.
Purple Kelly.
I would say child or chop for Blanche because girl, how you lose your whole idol? Like honestly, it's a chop. Like you lost your whole idol. Like somebody. Next is Caleb. Caleb is child for me. Like I mean, every time he has these moments where he said, "I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something." Finally, and he does nothing. Like
but his rivalry, his rivalry with Jackson is still hilarious, and it's about to come to fruition finally at Merge.
I think the only thing that could move him up for me is the faith move, but I don't know how much credit we want to give that to him because it kind of fell into his lap.
That's nice.
He did have this though. That was pretty cool.
He can stay
But
there.
yeah, I feel like he's either gonna flame out or maybe he'll finally make that big move.
Yeah. So are we fine with y'all?
I would
fine with it.
And next is Brooke, who I don't see a reason to move Brooke. She honestly a purple Kelly.
Well, wait, wait. Now, wait.
So other than y'all already knowing
in
this
the
girl.
majority
Hold on.
alliance now.
Lee, are we not in an alliance together? I'm literally siding with you with all of these, and now you betray Brooke. Like, what the fuck?
All I'm saying is y'all only because I don't know Brooke, so I
Mhm.
don't have the forethought to like feel anything towards her. She's a Kaya.
Well, I don't know her
She's
either, but I
okay.
feel things towards her.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
Easy's on the right side of
Oh,
history.
She's smart. Okay, first of all, she put her vote on Cameron, which I think was smart because Asha literally had an idol. Let's just think about that. Asha plays her idol. Let's just say that. Then the next obvious boot would be Ben because of the split vote. But in her mind, she's thinking, okay, well, they're gonna put one vote on Ben because that's what Jackson, Laws, Simon told me. Let me put a vote on Cameron so that if we're in a situation where both of us nullify votes, it's going to be one vote for Ben, one vote for Cameron. We re-vote on Cameron. She's literally thinking 10 steps ahead that other people are not thinking about. Like, we have to give her some credit there. And she's found an idol. She's playing in people's faces. She literally lied about the bot.
She's
The-
boring.
The line of the Sally for some key eye pie is boring you. Honestly, that pie moment enough is alone for mother.
That was camp. That was camp.
Let's put her in mid. Let's put her in mid.
I agree with
That's
that.
like the center point.
Wait, she went from being the number one target to being in a majority alliance. Like, let's give her some credit.
That was last episode. We talk about this drop.
That was this drop.
That was this drop.
The Beauty and Beast were formed last drop.
But now it's official.
But it's in fruition. Yeah, now they actually want to vote.
Y'all trying to give
Yes, I am. That's mother.
Beauty and Beast was formed last drop.
Why was she a child last drop?
Because she's a child.
No.
I didn't mention Beauty and the Beast. I think that's an ugly name for this ugly alliance.
She has a group
I'm
of
talking
five,
about the
yeah.
other stuff that Brooke did.
She has
And
a
I
group
think
of
she's
five.
at least mid.
Okay, well, what about Jackson? Jackson is child for me.
Stop.
I would think like he pulled off the move. Like it is his move. I know I joked about it not being Ben's move.
Oh yeah, it is. It is kind of his move,
and like it benefits him the most. I feel like because when Asha leaves, she's like, "You were next." like I do. It does. Like I would say bottom of mid, like below Brooke. I think this was his move.
Below Brooke, he took Asha out.
But I love Brooke.
Wait, yeah, I don't know what
y'all are so biased towards Brooke. Like,
Yes, I am.
I'm not. I literally just said no.
We're literally here to be biased.
This is all lies. I'm literally agreeing with you. I think we should put Jackson above Brooke.
If you want to put Brooke, I'm fine with it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm biased for Brooke. Like,
yeah, me too.
What's Simon, y'all? What's Simon?
He pulled off his first move ever.
He's camp. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what?
I don't.
He finally picked a side. He finally made a move. Like,
I just think it's funny that he was like so happy he put off his first move on his third time playing.
Yeah, because like it's like, yeah, I did it finally. I don't know. I think
that's kind of funny.
I don't have like any strong feelings for Simon's placement.
Yeah. Faith, I would have to say Chop. I'm sorry.
She's either Chop or she's camp, and there's no one between. It's like one of those.
Yeah. And the Charlie Kirk shit is weird too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's Chop.
Yeah.
I want to say Chop for following Kirk, but
that's what you said.
Next is Lottie. She's still campy to me.
Yeah. I think she's just. I can't give her mother because you got outplayed by Simon, but I think camp is a good spot.
Fair.
She lost Asha, yeah.
Next episode, we're about to find out what Lottie really got.
Oh, I'm excited.
And next we have Keely. I would say Keely's camp still.
Yeah.
I like Keely. I'll put her at the end of camp.
And she's playing hard. I just love I'm gonna give more grace to the players that are playing hard and trying to actually manipulate people.
Yeah.
I mean, let me say first, she kind of lost me when she started talking shit about Viola and Valeria. But that aside, I just feel like the edit played in her face this week. She was supposed to be in the board of directors. Rich voted for her. She thought she was eating it up this last episode. Mark ate her up instead. In fact, she's probably going to eat up in the merge. Like, it really does not look good for her. Yeah. I guess if you're thinking about entertainment, sure. But overall, for me, she's gonna be either mid or trial. I don't know.
What? It was a bad episode, but she's been one of the main characters. Look how all the confessionals, and this also gives her an opportunity. This gives her an opportunity for a redemption within this own season after the fall from grace. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Asha Cha.
She
went out bad. She went out bad.
But the way she went out was funny, and she was a good sport.
I know we say this for a lot of people, but I truly do hope she gets a second chance. I hope we get some type of like, hey, the Survivor, I've heard the ratings aren't great or whatever. Just have a returning season for the hell of it, just in case it's your last one next year. Just go full out returning, because I think if it takes like, I don't want them to have like the Survivor 50 problem where it's like, say we don't get a returning player for like a returning season for the next 6 seasons or something. Asha is the type of player because she's a pre-merger. She might get forgotten over time, so I hope we get one soon so that she can come back.
Yeah. And then lastly is Mark. Mark, I would say mother. I'm sorry.
Mother.
They keep coming for him. He keeps evading it. I'm sorry. He's kind of iconic when you lay it out.
He hasn't gotten a single episode with 0 confessionals. He's the only person this season so far with content every episode.
That's crazy for AU Survivor. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
I don't think he's winning. I just feel like they've done this before. I think like the host David, when he won, his edit was huge and it felt too obvious at the time. There's always a chance, but I just feel like it's too obvious, right? Like there's no way Mark's winning.
He's basically the narrator, like of every single episode, almost, right? Like even when his tribe doesn't go to like tribal council, he's still like narrating half of the episode, basically.
And to give him his credit, he's doing shit every episode. Like he's earning this narration spot. He's also good in the confessionals. That is part of it. Just as you gotta be good in the confessional. He's one of those people who has it.
Okay, so if David was on this as a host, I feel like he started as like a Chop or a Purple Kelly. Maybe he's moved to like Child or Mid. I don't know. What do y'all think?
David's been like a fine host to me. He's not JLP, but I feel like at Tribal, David's actually pretty good.
It's gotten better, but I still feel like he's like mid-tier at best.
Well, I would put him in Purple Kelly because I mean I'm not really. He's not like gagging me or entertaining me. He's just kind of there. He used to be Chop because I mean, but like it's like you expect it because he just started hosting.
Yeah.
Now it's like he's in the background for me. He's not necessarily like I don't feel the character yet.
Yeah.
Maybe never. I know Lee does not give a fuck about him. So.
He's boring.
I mean, he's just there for me.
Plus, he basically ended Dondi, so that like I'm salty for that alone.
Dondi and the Bachelorette ending this year. What a shame! What a shame!
And he's ending Australian Survivor if they cancel.
That would actually be so tough.
Clock it, Teo. Clock it.
But that is a wrap. There's nothing else. Thank y'all for keeping it real with the kingdom. We're out.
Bye.
Peace.